Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Starlake Observatory. My name is Trip Starlake, and I am here with my friends today to talk about One Piece. Whee! Yay! The Arabasta Saga, to be specific, and I'm actually really excited to talk about it today. First off, thank you, Ariel Haymarket, for joining the observatory. I hope you enjoy the day. And I am here with my friends, Dr. Toto Hex, Realm, and Paper.
Howdy, howdy.
And I will let them introduce themselves now while I read stuff.
Hello, it's Dr. Toto Hex, the smartest science turtle, and your Ocean Onichan. Hello, hello.
Hello there. My name is Realm, your professor and guide to the stars and local Usopp enjoyer. Happy to be here.
I'm Dawn. Period. Artist.
Dawn. Yes.
Let's go!
Paper Dawn, channel artist. Great.
Yes. Sorry, I don't have a cool intro.
Can I reprimand me? Give me the details in disc. But I don't think it's anything. Anyway. Hello, Colin. Hello, Daria. Hello, Ariel, for the follow.
I think,
Yay! Okay. I did see what went on in the kitchen, but it's fine. It's not worth reprimanding. I'm sorry. Anyway, we're exchanging a recipe. I guess just sharing recipes. But yeah, anyway. I'll be lurking. I need to sleep. All right.
Get some sleep.
Yeah, definitely prioritize your sleep because we'll be here on a VOD when you're done.
You can always check out the VOD on youtube.com. Slug reads on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah, so I read all of the Arabasta Saga in like 2 days. I don't know about the rest of you.
I read it last night.
Oh gosh, wow.
It's last day or two.
Last day or two. I couldn't, once I started reading it, I couldn't stop reading it. I was having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I read it last week. I was gonna pace myself, and then I was like, oh shoot, I got hooked again. I just read it all last week.
I wanted to just keep reading it afterwards, but I was like, no, I'll stop myself right now.
Like the way this arc ends is like, wait a second. Such a big cliffhanger too. It's like, what the?
That's true. It was a very good, like, just the shonen cliffhanger. Like, what? And they were like, next time on One Piece.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Liked it.
Mm-hmm.
The world's starting to get crazier out there.
Yeah, the world is crazier. They finally arrive at Arabasta, which has been like constantly talked about for the past 100 chapters, maybe just 50, but it feels like it's 100.
Oh, you don't even know the half of it. You don't even know the half of it. How long we've been waiting for like certain parts to happen.
Yeah.
And later, it's like they mention an island and you won't see it for like 300, 400 chapters. And you're like,
really? Oh gosh.
I'm exaggerating here, but yeah, get used to that idea.
Get used to it. All right, well, that's fine.
You ever heard of waiting? Well,
no.
Well, do I have a thing for you?
The thing is that One Piece pays it off, though. It's like those long series, like Game of Thrones, where it's 6 seasons long, and it doesn't pay off anything, and then you're just sitting there, like, disappointing, and you're like, this last season really sucked, but I feel obligated to watch it, because I watched all the other 6 seasons. But One Piece actually does pay it off.
Oh. And there's
Good.
just constantly fun things to look at in this world.
Yes, that's true.
True. I definitely took a lot more screenshots during this arc.
Yeah.
Oh my
Sure.
god.
I took a
color-wise.
few.
So cool.
I took a couple. In fact, I
Mainly-
sent
mainly
a
like-
couple of them to friends. Like, look at this, it's so cute.
Mainly, I take screenshots of like cute VV faces.
Oh yeah,
so-
that's fair enough.
Oh, I had the one with Vivi and Nani with when they were changing. I just loved one, I like the outfit.
Wait, I'm sorry, what? Realm,
They
excuse
changed,
me.
They changed into the outfits for the native Alabasta. They were showing it off.
Okay. Got it. You took a screenshot of them changing. Got it.
should probably
What's
use
that part?
nouns.
What chapter was that? Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting. Give it here.
Oh, that's horrible. Can you tell me
For
where
evidence.
Yeah.
What?
I got notes on notes, brother.
Sorry
What
if you
else?
can hear the car alarm go.
What else did I take a screenshot of? They had the beginning chapter, like 160 of the bosses, like the latter half of the bosses and their like
Yeah,
duo.
yeah. They're all a whole organization.
Mm-hmm. Then at one point I was confused because I was reading like 3 things at a time. I'm like, wait, who is attacking what? And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, by the way, everyone's going here now. And I'm like, sick. Thank you very
Mhm.
much.
Yeah. We're just starting, so you're just in time.
Yeah, you're just in time. We can start at the beginning, which I had to reread because we read it together, and then I was like, I
was-
forgot.
yeah, it
what
was a while ago.
happened.
Like a month ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally forgot that because they are traveling in the boat to get to Arabasta, and they're met with Mr. Two Bon Cray.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot about Bon Cray. I felt so bad for them. But it's alright. It had been a bit, and I had read a bunch of other things. But... The goat?
Yeah, Bon Clay.
Bon
Wait,
Clay.
wait.
Clay
Okay, wait. Since we brought them up,
Yes.
how do you guys feel about Mr. Tomb Bon Clay? Bon Clay?
Are we talking in the context of this part or in the
In,
context
in the
of the,
context of this arc,
Okay,
because
post-
obviously,
okay, at the
like,
end.
we don't want to spoil anything.
Well, I mean, I just meant like in the beginning or by the end of the arc, because obviously my opinions of them change
I don't know.
a lot.
I just feel like, personally, as an LGBT character, I don't know how people view
Mm.
like this
yeah.
depiction of like an LGBT like genderqueer person.
Well, I do consider, just like for context, I do consider myself like gender fluid when especially when it comes to like online persona stuff.
Right.
It's weird because I have a similar like kind of like in between where I like aspects of how they write Von Clay, but I also don't like aspects on how they write their character. Like there's, I don't know. It's like I can tell almost that Oda has like decent intentions, but he's just like really just, you know, old
Doesn't
time
get it.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, old time. Like he's not making Bon Clay like a joke most of the time. Like he's a silly character, like a lot of characters in One Piece. But I don't think like most of the time the joke isn't how they choose to identify. It's like, I don't know, it kind of is treated at times like almost like a cool, like, you know, cool, almost, I don't want to say like this weird sounding like tool, I guess, like a way to confuse people or like I don't know. It's interesting. It's a weird in between. I'm not
Yeah.
wording this
Definitely, I
correctly.
see what you mean. He was definitely a story device that didn't just stop at, oh, let me make jokes about who I am or what could I be.
Yeah.
You know, like
There weren't people constantly trying to correct him or anything. It was like it was just like it was part of his character, I guess. And also he's cool, like is a cool character that like is decently respectable. Like, you know, by the end you're kind of like, oh hell yeah, like this guy's awesome.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Out of all of, like the like Baroque Works people, he turns out to be like, at least on the top ranks, he turns out to be like the only cool one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what
The
about
girl.
BB?
Well, Mr. V or Vivi. Well, okay, Vivi wasn't in the top ranks though.
Oh, I guess she wasn't in the top ranks. I thought
Yeah.
you just meant like all of
I mean, like
out of all
the like
Baroque
top five
Works.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
peoples.
Well, Crocodile
Yeah.
wasn't so bad. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But okay, I think I do like how Bon Clay is like Luffy and the gang warm up to them really fast. Like him or them, and they just kind of treat like they don't treat them any differently because of like the gender thing.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of what I was trying to say.
But
It's
I
not
think
that element isn't part of it.
visually, it's kind of like oof, like
Yeah.
very gaudy, very like over the top gay, which I guess if you are Japanese and the only like LGBT person you've seen are like the like flamboyant homosexuals on TV, that's what you kind of think of them.
It's true, like what Float said, like this was made in like the very early 2000s. Back then, a lot of what they're gonna see is maybe RuPaul. Like,
yeah.
So I kind of understand the depiction, and I kind of agree with Don too. Like, the way that Bon Cré is written is not that, like, it didn't make me angry that much, too much anyway. But yeah, the way he's drawn, they are drawn, is like, okay, I guess so.
Yeah, and there are moments where other characters make comments like the weirdo kind of thing, like seen as like the weirdo character. It's almost like the archetype that they're put into. But like at the end of the day, they're not like demonizing them for the way they are. It's like seen as kind of not, I guess, a good thing or like a cool thing or something.
Yeah, I can sort of see that. Like, they didn't give Bon Clay the dramatic background as something important's about to happen, sort of theatrics, no demoralizing or, you know, like Sabi backstory. It was, well, he is just this type of character. He's normally just off the wall, and you know what? That's just who he'll always be.
Yeah.
And you know, they might have said he was the weird character, but at that point, I think they were more or less throwing out the, well, he's weird. Well, anyway, because we need to expect, I don't know, anything to happen during, you know, because now we're in the, you know, on the grand line where anything and everything can happen. They're like, oh, that's a thing? Crazy. Anyway.
Yeah.
And being very open and like showing who he is to everyone when he jumps on the boat, the Going Merry, and like is like, look what I can do with my devil fruit power, and turns into everybody. It like actually has plot purpose too.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's pretty well done, even if it is a little bit like, okay, you're just a silly man. Silly not man. I don't, you're just a person.
I was gonna say though, like even really quick, like even Crocodile recognize that they're like genderqueer because Mr. Tu Bon Cré doesn't have a partner. Like they all have a holiday for like the girls and a number for the boys. But Mr. Tu Bon Cré is both. It's Mr. Tu and the what's it called in Japanese? The Bon Festival?
Oh, Obon, yeah.
Oh yeah, Obon. Yeah.
Like the summer one? I always get it mixed up.
I don't know.
True.
Obon.
But I must say,
but like, okay, even if if even the villain recognizes LGBT people, right? Like the reader's better.
Right. Everyone's like,
it's kind of it's pretty much a win. No, I think like overall, if I'm categorizing LGBT characters in media as like a win or lose, I think Bon Clay is like a win, like in a lot of ways, especially for the time. But like obviously, it's like old timey kind of bad representation in some ways. But maybe it gave Oda some like guts to do stuff later on, because I know there's more LGBT.
At least here, it didn't age poorly. I will say that.
Yeah,
I will say it was pretty well done. What was the word they kept like saying? I don't know. In the translation I was reading, they kept saying like iffy. So kept describing themselves. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I totally interrupted you, Realm.
Oh, well, I was saying that while Bon Clay doesn't have a partner, it's cool that he has his own crew. He has his own ship of people. Like you know, Miss Vivi and I forgot his name already. Was it Mr. Nine?
Yeah, Mr. Nine. Yeah.
Mr. Nine. While they had the backup of people from Baroque works, they were not like specifically their subordinates. But Mr. Tu had his own ship and his own crew and his own like I don't know what the right word is, like entourage of people.
Yeah. That's a pretty good word to use. And also, like, remember they're pirates. Like, at the end of the day, they are, like, the outlaws. Like, if anyone's going to be out there being, like, gay or, like, genderqueer, it's probably going to be the people who, like, don't conform to society and run out to sea.
That would be a good comparison to make later on, too. To see who comes up.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Okay. But okay, so they do learn like after Mr. 2 Bonkare leaves, Vivi's like, I can't believe I didn't realize that was Mr. 2. All I knew about Mr. 2, even though I never saw his face, is that he wears like swans and like is very effeminate and everything. And they're like, that was obviously him, Vivi. What are you doing?
Yeah, Vivi, girl.
I like how Vivi's like all serious all the time, but then she has these like cute dumb moments, but they're like really dumb.
Yeah, she's concentrating so much she just doesn't notice things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a spoiled little rich girl sometimes. She's so stupid.
It's funny though.
She's great.
Yeah. Love Vivi.
Oh,
But they make a plan to counteract Mr. 2's transforming ability, because Mr. 2 can transform into anyone, mimic their voices, their appearance, their bodies, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And I think that's a cool power.
Yeah, they're basically Mystique from X-Men,
Yeah, they are Mystique.
but not blue, I guess. But they do come up with a plan.
Yeah, they come up
to
with a
counteract
plan.
The thing.
Wear white bandages
Mhm.
on their arms to know if Bonkre is imitating them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I knew that would come up, but I think the way they execute it is very cool. I think we'll... But yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man, oh man, yeah.
And then what happened?
They get to the port town of Nanohana. Every time I read that, I read it correctly. My brain scrambles up letters. Nanohana. Nanohana. That's what it is. I keep reading Hana Nana.
It's sort of like Rihanna's song.
Na 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 na.
Yeah. I had such trouble remembering the names of these people, so please forgive me in the future if I go Hawk Dude, Falcon Dude, Jackal Dude.
That's why there's 4 of us.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Don't worry, there'll be more.
I know. I just.
Oh man, I was looking at one of the later arcs, and they have like 100 named characters in one arc.
Goodbye.
Oh
Wherever
boy.
it is, I will not be.
Uh,
Couldn't be me.
yeah, so they get to Nanohana, the desert kingdom of Arabasta as they're arriving. And there's like a scene that shows that Crocodile is like praised and like seen as a hero in Arabasta. Right? So like they all think that he's like going to help everyone at Arabasta, or that he's like a good guy. But we know otherwise.
Right.
It's interesting, and I think kind of tells you, I don't know, it kind of told me like how the perceptions of everyone at the very beginning, and how maybe the stakes of everyone were higher than I initially thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Crocodile's one of the 7 warlords of the sea, the Shichibukai. And effectively, they're kind of like what would real world be like privateers. They're like government funded pirates that pirate other pirates. But he has cool powers. So for those of you reading for the first time, what do you think of Crocodile's powers?
Oh yes, he like sets off like a sand. Yeah, I thought it was really cool, and actually at the time, because I had to go back and read it again, I had forgotten he had done that. So when he's doing things later on, I'm like, wait, I still don't know what his powers are, even though they totally showed me.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, when I realized it was sand, I was like, oh, I'm connecting the dots.
Yeah.
What did you guys think?
Oh man, I love Crocodile's power so much.
Mhm.
It's so cool. Is this the first of that type of devil fruit that you've
No,
seen?
we've seen Smoker before.
Yeah, Smoker.
Oh, it's Smoker, duh.
Yeah, you weren't reading with us yet for Easter,
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
we've already met Smoker.
Okay.
Mhm.
I love
And
the
I think
devil
I
fruits where
explained to
they're
them the types. So they're Logia type. They're like they are the elements themselves.
Yeah, I love those types. That's such a cool power.
Mhm.
And man,
What
that's
about you?
it's pretty brutal how his like moisture sucking works. But I guess that's introduced a little bit and a little bit later.
I liked it. He's not gonna probably not be my favorite, but he was the first one that like, well, you don't see much of Smoker at the moment, but he's the first one that you extensively see has a lot of experience or like learned how to use his powers like that to such a degree,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which makes him more intimidating or more like opposing than, you know, maybe Luffy in like the first arc. He's just hella stubborn, but
Yeah.
he can also stretch. But no, like you said, the moisture absorbing ability, sandstorm creating, and
Crocodile's intimidating.
stuff on the later
Yeah,
parts of the
he's
arc too.
really-
Like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Like, thank you for thinking about that.
Like compare that to fucking like Don Krieg from East Blue or like Captain
yeah.
Kuro. Like they don't hold a candle to like
Yeah.
this like, man made of
Obvi-
sand.
Yeah, obviously, like Crocodile's a bad guy, but man, he's a cool character. Like he's
Yeah.
such a cool villain.
I really
Yeah, we
like.
don't actually get a lot of backstory on him, but he's real cool.
Yeah, just the whole time he just has that I'm very unimpressed face. I just
Yes.
really loved it.
God, there was. Well, we'll get to it in a little bit. There's like one face he makes that I was like, oh god, I love this friggin' arc. It's
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
It's just like the way he responds to something, but we shall get there.
Yeah. Mhm.
But did we mention that you meet another character like around this time?
Oh,
Yeah,
can
we
get
meet
into
another
that.
Lokia user.
Yeah. Yeah, the Straw Hats, well, Luffy and I think Usopp go to a bar, eat, but then I think we're showing what happens at the bar before they get there.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a man who's like they think is dead in his food.
Yeah, he's just asleep.
He was just asleep, and then he starts eating and falls asleep mid-fight again. And then Captain Smoker shows up, and they start conversing. But I think that character just leaves, or
Well, Smoker. Okay, I think Usopp and Luffy come in to try to get water and they get food because they're so hungry, and they almost ate the poor lucky cat sea monster that popped up.
yes,
And then Viva's like, "You can't eat it."
you can't eat it. It's
Sacred.
the sacred animal.
Wait, I'm going back a little bit, but at the very beginning, because they were so hungry, they were fishing,
Mm-hmm.
but they were using Karoo as bait.
Yes, they
Oh,
were.
yeah.
And then V was like, "Stop it!" and she hit them, and then she left, and then Karoo was still being used as bait. She didn't actually
They
save
didn't
him.
do anything. Yeah, the whole time, like, no, not Karoo.
Not Karoo. But yeah. Smoker chases Luffy, and then Ace is like, "Wait, hold on, Luffy, I wanted to talk to you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's so cool. I love Ace. Ace design is so cool. He's such a cool character. Like, I love like the first few shots you see him when he's like eating and everything. He's just like got a really cool, well-drawn face. He's a cool character.
He looked like the older brother, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
And he acts
Ace
like
looks
Luffy
like
too.
Luffy, but older.
Yeah, he does have that older brother.
Mhm.
I like his freckles.
His
Yeah,
freckles.
and he's like shirtless, so he's like the Tumblr sexy man of One
Oh,
Piece
yeah.
here.
He's too beefy to be a Tumblr sexy man.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he's not my type, but I get it. I get why people like him.
He's cool.
Yeah.
I love how his tattoo is like AS and the S is crossed out CE.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Someone spelled his name wrong when he got the tattoo.
Oh boy. It was cute. And yeah, they meet, well, Captain Luffy and run away from Captain Smoker. But then Ace like interrupts Smoker from the chase. And I think that's when we see him use his power.
Wow.
Yeah, he has fire power.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, fire makes sense. It also seems like very dangerous to just have. It's like, oh, I can
Yeah,
just turn
that's
into
true.
fire all the time.
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful.
Kind of OP.
Kind of OP.
I mean, like already, like they can't be touched. Like,
It's true. Probably.
shoot, man. Yeah. But then yeah, Ace finally catches up to Luffy, and he's like, "Hey, bro, what's up?" And he
Hey,
like
bro.
pops up on the boat, and then I love how all the crew is like, "Luffy has an older brother,
Yeah,
and
another
he's
one of
cool,
Yeah.
and he like is rational."
it's
He's
true.
eloquent.
Yeah. I think Zoro
What?
is like, I'm not surprised you have a brother. I'm surprised your brother is that cool.
Yeah.
Wise words, Zoro.
Yeah, wise
Yeah.
word.
But Ace isn't a captain. Ace is part of the Whitebeard pirates,
Yes.
and he's like, "I'm gonna make Whitebeard the pirate king."
Yeah.
Yeah, and even he doesn't ask Luffy to join him, and Luffy's
Yeah.
like, nah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Luffy's like, no, I'm gonna
and
be
he's
the
like,
king of
"All right,
pirates."
sure."
And he's like, okay, bye.
Just thought I'd ask. No, he gives him a piece of paper, and then he like leaves and blows up all the Navy ships that were chasing him.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
He just has this little like wakeboard.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And-
That
Oh,
powers
yeah,
with
he
his
he
fire.
takes down the whole ship. It's like, oh my god.
And also, before
Okay.
they leave that area, Vivi sends Karoo off to get to the capital city to warn the king of what Crocodile's doing.
Oh
Like,
yeah, and then
Karoo!
Karoo gets the little barrel with the straw. to
Oh,
put
yes.
the water.
And they're like, save the water. He's just drinking
And
it all.
the-
Slurp, slurp, slurp.
It's so
One
cute.
gulp, guys. Literally 13 gulps.
Yup.
Oh.
Conserve your water!
Then I guess shortly after we meet the rest of the numbered guys, right? Like the other top ranked guys.
Oh, yeah. They're all asked to, like, meet at somewhere. I can't remember what
Yeah,
it's
you get
called.
the mole woman and the
Yeah, Miss.
I don't even know what the other guy
Miss
is.
Merry
Like a
It's
Christmas.
baseball
a
player.
Spider's Cafe or something. It's
Yeah,
like
Spider's
south of there
Cafe.
in the
Yeah.
map.
Oh yeah.
They're all, like, told to go meet up because they're gonna initiate the final plan to take over Arabasta.
Yeah, and we meet a hot lady.
Yeah, they meet a hot
Yeah.
lady.
Double finger.
That's Miss Double Finger. It was like at the tip of
And
my
then-
tongue.
I think at that time you learn that Mr. 3 is also still alive.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Wait.
Yeah.
They like
Yeah.
show him like sneaking around the corner.
Yeah. Dumbass Mr. 3. God damn it.
He
Yeah.
can-
Yeah, I thought you were gone.
thought you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also in this time there's like a cutscene back to the Straw Hats, and they're leaving, or they get back. They go through the Sandora River, like travel upstream, get to a different town. I can't remember.
Yeah,
its name.
there's like 4 locations, right? There's like Nanohana, and then it's just like this is a big square.
Yeah. Yeah, they are trying to go. I can't remember, but they're trying to go somewhere else that they think that they said it will be an oasis. And on their way there, they meet the Kung Fu Dugongs,
Oh yeah.
which I love. They're so
They-
cute.
They just watch and Luffy immediately establishes like dominance over
Yes.
them. Yeah.
Yes.
And they're like, "Wow, he's so
absolutely.
cool."
I was talking to my girlfriend. I was like, this is how like fast like One Piece is like a million chapters, but it moves at like lightning speed. I was like, in 2 pages, it is quickly established that there are these creatures that like are super strong,
Mhm.
and they like it is established that if you beat them in a fight, that they will join you. And then Luffy immediately beats one in a fight.
Yeah.
And then it joins him, and then beats like a bunch more, and they all join him, and then they use that to watch their ship while they're gone, like all in like 1 page.
It's true.
Yeah,
But
that's
also,
one of
like,
the ones I
the
took.
pose Luffy makes to punch is like the pose they use after because they are like, he's our master now. We must.
Yeah, they
He's
copy
my
it.
master
Yeah.
now. Yes, it's so good.
I'm sorry, Realm. Go ahead.
I was saying that was one of the panels I saved.
Saved.
With them just being like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, there's an army. And they're like, how? Went through a whole story arc.
It's so
so good.
fast. I just like open up the page. It's just so fast. It's like one panel of like Luffy looking at him. The next panel is like Luffy beat it. It's like, how did you do that?
Like, it's
And then
crazy
suddenly he has a
how
bunch of
the
them.
series is so long, but it's also fast paced, and they just
Mhm.
have so much to say.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
it's
really
just like
gotta-
so. It's so like so well done. You just see him beat one, and then the next panel is him with a bunch of them. So then the implication is he just beat a bunch of them. Like...
It's true, and like I don't know. You really have to pay attention to the backgrounds because stuff happens. Important stuff happens even.
Yeah, and some stuff happens off screen, which I think like Trips and I were talking about before screen. Like it gets confusing, but that's later. Yeah. Okay, I found the name of the place. It's Yuba. They're going to
Yuba.
Yuba. Oh yeah.
Because apparently the rebels are supposed to be there at Yuba too.
Oh, you're right. That's why they're going there.
Yeah, so they want to stop the rebels. Because right now, what's happening is Crocodile has made this whole scheme where it looks like the king is doing bad shit, and the whole area has been in drought for years, for like 2 years. And even though, like, they found, or it was like, what's the word? When, like, cops, like, plant drugs on you? Like, they planted the rain powder. They planted the evidence of rain powder.
They forged evidence.
Yeah, where, like, the king had this, like, powder that could make rain, but was hoarding it. Or it looked like that. They made it look like that.
Yeah.
And now, like, the people are angry at the king.
Yeah.
The king's like, we can't use the rain powder even if we did have it, because it would just take away water from other countries, other neighboring islands.
Yeah. I think, I don't know how, this is probably a theme of One Piece, but it feels like within Drum Island, it was like take away all the doctors because no one can have doctors. And Arabasta, it's like take away all the water, no one can have the water. And putting people in the crisis so they can, like, the villains can get on. Yeah. Which is, I don't know, kind of like real life, I guess, in some ways, but it's interesting. I've been thinking about it.
Yeah. I guess, like, themes of, like, control. Like,
control. Like, controlling, like, basic of anyone alive, like water and medicine.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good antithesis of Luffy's whole like freedom theming.
Yeah.
It's like being a pirate is about being free, so people trying to like control that freedom are the bad guys.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. So they get to I don't know how they're walking to Yuba, and is that when trying to see what happens next?
I don't think that's when they get to the desert yet, is it?
Yeah, pretty much they're walking through the desert after that point while
they have some like scenes of just getting some of their stuff taken.
Yeah,
they meet the camel.
They meet Eyelash.
The camel.
Like the theme was like the perverted Brady Bunch. They were just the family of, well, there's just Camel, but like he really likes women.
Okay.
So everyone, all the guys still have to walk and carry the shit.
Yeah. The camel they walk like.
And then they're like so hungry, and then they see this like gigantic monster, and they're like, they kill it, and then they're like, "Can we eat this?" Sure.
Yeah, probably.
This is why I love Luffy. Luffy doesn't see like the gender line. He's just like, that's not fair. Like we all should get a turn. And Sanji's like, let the girls go on the camel. And Luffy's like, well, that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Why only girls? Yeah, he doesn't really seem to care at all about gender.
Luffy wouldn't hold the door open for a girl, and that's good.
No. Okay, Luffy wouldn't go through a door. Period. He would punch
it down.
Yeah, like a cartoon. They're all going through the door, and then Luffy comes through the wall right next to it.
Yeah, and then Zoro walks down from upstairs somehow because he got lost, and he ended up on the roof.
That'd be a good character study.
Sanji would open the door for the ladies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Chopper would hide behind the door backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
God, I love these characters.
They're all so distinct. It's great.
Yeah, they're well done. But yeah, I guess they get to Yuba, right? And there's like a sandstorm.
There's a sandstorm.
And then there's I make a cameo.
Yeah. Old man Toto.
Old man Toto.
I didn't realize. When you said that in the chat, you're like, I make a cameo. I'm like, what is she talking about?
He's
I didn't even put
Toto.
those two together.
Yeah, at first I thought they were gonna be turtles, but then no, it's literally Toto.
There were also turtles that
There were
appeared. Those are
turtles, that's
also
true.
those are also me. I played multiple roles in this.
Yeah.
I'm a very diverse actor.
Because you can play
You can have
elderly
your
roles.
autograph.
Oh, that scene is so sad with this Toto guy. It's like when
Toto,
when he like sees Vivi and he's like, "You're still alive."
Yeah, and he's so happy to see her.
He's like, it's okay, haven't seen you in a while, you probably don't recognize me, I lost a few pounds. And then you know more backstory, you're like, ah!
Oh yeah, that's like
Oh, pain.
that's like a good story writing way to like make something feel really tragic. It's like you see this like skeleton looking man, then you get the backstory and he's like this big jolly guy. It's like, what happened?
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think of that whole like backstory? Because you do see the backstory here of like Vivi when she was a kid.
Kid Vivi is the most adorable thing in this entire series.
It'd be...
I love her so much. I have
Vivi
a
rocks.
figure. I have a figure specifically of like kid backstory Vivi.
That's so
And I
good.
just like remember I really wanted it when a long time ago when it was released, and I was trying to remember like I was like, why did I want like Kid Vivi specifically? I'm like, oh, because I love the way they write her like kid version of her. She's so cute.
Yeah, she's cute.
badass.
and I like how brave she is. Being
Yeah,
like 7.
Yeah, and she's like down to earth. She wants to be part of like the boys' gang and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
hang out with them, even though she's supposed to be the princess and like under security guards all the whole time.
and
Yeah.
like the way they, oh, God, and Cobra, the king is so cool. Like the way he like, raises her. I guess it's just like they just have a really good character dynamic. Like all the royal family people in Alabasta.
Yeah, I think it paints Vivi's backstory as like she was allowed to do what she wanted, and she, like, I don't know, she wanted to stand up for what she thought was right. Like she gets in a fight with that Koza kid, right?
Yeah.
But also that her father and like everyone is just so doting on her. She had a very happy childhood.
Yeah, and I like when like they let her get in that fight and they let her like, establish that whatever, I don't know, like that's like, get along with the people of Yuba. So it's like, and Cobra's like, look, she's gonna be an awesome leader. Look how cool she is. My daughter's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
I think
she
it-
is.
Yeah, I think it would have been really easy for her to be like a stuck-up little brat, up in the palace, like not
Yeah.
knowing what the peasantry was like. But no, she grew up with the peasants,
I
Mhm.
think that's cool.
so it's like it is her people. It really adds to like how much she cares about this country.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. She wasn't just a princess power. So, yeah, I think it helps everybody. It makes you like feel more sad for Arabasta and more sad for Vivi, but also you love her more.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like I like all the doting, the doting executives and the king. They're like, oh, and Lily just like trying to hide. Oh, King Cobra, do you want some food for the trip? No, I'm good. I bought some from
Yeah,
before.
he's like wearing like a shrub, and it's like very clearly him, the
Yeah.
king walking around.
He's literally wearing like a scarf or a garb around himself, and then tie it to make like a mustache, as opposed to tying it like the other way around.
Yeah, it's like the Japanese like bandit like
Mm-hmm.
way of like tying the thing.
Yeah.
I'm always like a sucker for those characters when they write like a king or a princess character who's like everyone like bows down to and sees as like this, big thing, and they're just kind of like a cool guy like anybody else. Like he's like being stupid and spying on his daughter like in the worst disguise ever. It's like
Mhm.
it's cool. I like when they humanize like, monarch royalty like that.
Yeah, which I honestly, it's a good thing to do this right after Drum Island, because Drum Island showed like how you can have a monarch that's the exact opposite, that like only cares about himself, never like goes and looks at the people, never thinks
Yeah.
twice about the people.
That is
Very
true. I
true.
didn't think about that.
And I think also like seeing that also fits the theme of what we're trying to see with Vivi, because Vivi very clearly cares about people over herself.
Yeah.
And even like when Nani was sick, they went to Drum Island first because she cared about her friends too. And she
Mhm.
doesn't want to sacrifice anything. She wants everyone to protect everyone. I think that's good character writing. Good subtle character writing.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and then they basically, I don't know if they get funding. They basically are like the kid and his grandfather or his father are like, oh yeah, create a country in Yuba.
Yeah, create a new town.
And then the way the backstory like cuts back to like the sandstorm ridden like little area, it's like oof.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, yeah.
Was anyone else thirsty reading this part? Like, I got really thirsty.
I mean, yeah, there's no water. You need the
Keep talking about
hydrate
water.
to
Start
generate
digging.
the oasis water.
You gotta find that water.
I mean, yeah, after that, like, Toto is still digging for water in the oasis. And Luffy is, like, not convinced it's there, but starts digging anyway, and then falls asleep in, like, the hole. And it was kind of cute, because, like, clearly Toto, like, grabbed him out of the hole.
Yeah.
And put him in the little house they were staying in.
Trying their best.
But by the time they left, he did find water.
Yeah, he found like
Yeah.
one little jug.
Little jug full.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. And then they head off to Rain Base.
Yeah, and I think you also see like Luffy kind of like change his mind about everything at this time. Like before, he was like just water, 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 give me water, and now he realizes like what kind of situation they're in.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this moment like a lot. Like the thing when he realizes like, you know, what Vivi's like trying to do, where it's like she's trying to play it like I guess like not as safe as possible, but play it in a way where she can like stop the rebels or whatever. And I like how Luffy's like, no, we just gotta beat Crocodile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like even if we stop the rebels now, like Crocodile's still gonna cause problems.
Yeah. And he's like, I wanna like, and then she's just kind of like, no, don't do it. And they get in a little fight.
Oh yeah, I mean that was the whole a whole thing too, where Vivi wanted to go stop the rebels, but Luffy was like, no, we just need to beat him up. So beat up Crocodile because he's the one causing it all.
They punch each other and they get a little fight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's emotional.
What do you guys think? What do you think of Luffy's plan?
It
Just beat up Crocodile.
Yeah,
I think it's cool because it makes the arc really cool.
that's true.
It does.
But no, I actually really do. I was talking to my girlfriend about this too. I really do like the way this is paced because it's like, it's kind of like I don't know. It's a, what do you call it? Kind of unconventional. They like have like this whole thing where they're going to have like a plan to stop the rebels and they're going to try to like, you know, get Crocodile after that. But I like this like, okay, no, we'll like split up and I'm just gonna kick his ass. Like I'm just going to like, and they do it. Like it's like that's the like pace it goes in.
Luffy plan. Those two words don't mix.
It's very one-sided plan, but it works. I like when it's like, I don't know if it's like it's complicated, but like it doesn't need to be that complicated. Like we know who's behind this, and we just need to stop him.
Right. And I don't know. I think it makes sense logically, like in his head anyway. Like if I get rid of the person that's causing all the problems should stop, right? Which is probably not how that works exactly.
And of course, like,
but
and Vivi's also obviously doing this because she wants people to not, you know, she wants to stop people from getting hurt as much as possible.
Yeah.
And like in the process, like kind of make it harder on herself. And Luffy's like, no, like this is why you have friends. Like this is why we'll do this for you. And she starts crying, and I'm like. Also, I forgot to mention. I guess I'm just kind of going through the chapters right now. They also have, they have like a little side thing where it's like, meanwhile, in the enemy area, and like Mr. 3 comes back, and he's like, oh, like they didn't die, and it's like, what? They didn't die? Like you told me they died, and it's like, wait, that wasn't me. It's like,
yeah.
Who was that?
Yeah, that's when Miss All Sunday takes all of the agents to like the rain dinners. Oh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, until he shows up.
Yeah, and then he gets the water sucked out of his life. It's terrifying.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was the part where I was like, wait, his power was sand, right? Is he draining the life force from it? Which I guess he kind of was.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's terrifying.
Yeah,
Pretty brutal.
that's a really good character moment for like making someone feel like a threat, you know?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Very scary too.
I mean, he's like a big boss, secret agent boss in a casino in the underground lair in like this giant tank surrounded by gigantic alligators,
Mhm.
bananas on their head, which is the most terrifying part because why do they have bananas on their head?
Yes, that was my question. Why do they have bananas on their head? Like, what purpose does that serve?
And at
I don't
multiple
know.
points, they were just like, no, you have to understand, it's like the banana, like, going from the dial, which is why there's, like, the dial name on there.
Yeah,
Like,
they
what do you
kept
mean? They're like,
arguing
stop
that.
it! You're gonna
Stop
drown!
arguing. Like it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It matters to me. I want to know.
Yeah, like I feel like Nami was like so focused on the gator part, and then Usopp and Luffy were just focused on the banana part.
Yeah. I know. Why banana?
You know,
Um,
they literally don't care about half the things going on, but they're like, wait a minute, our standards stop at the banana dials.
Yeah.
Can we just focus on this for a little while? No, we
Yeah.
cannot.
I do like how Crocodile is so like action focused too. He could have easily, because he's supposed to be like the big bad boss, could have easily just been like, you know, the sedative guy that just like tells his people what to do. But he's like very quick to like be the one to want to fight, or be the one to like show you that he's willing to like, you know, kill someone to get what he wants like immediately.
Oh yeah.
It's like not just about his henchmen, like he is the most powerful guy there.
hmm
Very cool. So intimidating.
Yeah.
It is.
It's like I am Mr. Zero. I am the like end all be all of this.
I do. It's like I do like how they always refer to Chopper as their pet, and he's like, "Forget the pet; he doesn't count." It's like when they're talking about like the Straw Hats. It's like there's these guys and then their pet, like their pet deer thing, and it's like,
Oh.
forget the pet. He's like,
Forget the pet. Oh.
I'm like Chopper's powerful.
He is powerful,
Yeah.
actually, but
Yeah, but they do go to the casino and
Mhm.
like don't they like immediately get captured basically?
When they get there,
Yeah, they like rush in. Before they do basically get captured immediately. But Captain Smoker follows them in. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get chased, and then I think like Crocodile knows they're showing up, and he's like, take them to the VIP, and they start running away, and then they like a hallway that splits in half towards VIP, Pirate, and they run towards Pirate.
And they all end up in a cage. And he's like, wait, but I'm a pirate. I'm not a VIP. I'm a pirate. I'm gonna go the pirate way. And then they all get caught in a cage.
They get put in a cage.
Stupid stuff.
Yeah.
is worth mentioning. Right before that, you do meet Chaka and Pell.
Oh, yeah.
The
You're right, Chaka and Pell.
Mhm.
The hot guy, and
Jackal.
Chaka is.
He's
Oh,
a
I thought you were saying
jackal.
Chaka was the
Jackal,
hot guy. I'm
Jackal.
like,
Sorry, you said it.
Yeah. Because they're like the Egyptian
yeah.
deities.
Oh, yes.
kinda.
Yeah, you're right.
This area is very clearly like Egypt inspired.
I should know this.
Yeah, I mean the casino is also like a pyramid too,
Yeah, it's a
Oh
pyramid.
yeah. Also,
with a big crocodile at the top.
really
Yes.
really quick, I loved like the in between Oda things, the question corner things. He drew the Straw Hats with his left hand.
Yes.
Yeah, he's like,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
stop now because
Yeah.
this is awful.
You can have 3 of them.
As a lefty, that was very funny.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. He also gets he gives some like not backstory, just extra information. He's extra Oda moment. This
Yeah.
time, more than just responding to children being silly.
Yeah, Oda seems to have a lot of fun with those question corners. It's cute.
He does.
Yeah.
For a guy who works as hard as he does, it's nice to see him like still have some humanity, you know? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Ron, what did you think about this part here, or I guess this part of the next part? Go ahead here.
I liked it. I felt that the like when Luffy decided, well, I know. I was still thinking of jokes when you were saying before, like, oh hey, Luffy thought, and we're like, what? Luffy and thought together? You're nuts. I was just thinking of all those type of jokes, but like, I enjoyed this part because Oda decided that like he could go. At this point, people were creating the typical shonen style of progression in an arc. But he decided, you know what? It's the right time to just go at it. Have the crew just get there as fast as possible. Have the goal in mind. So I liked it. It kept my attention more than if they probably went to like 2 or 3 more towns, because we just came from, I don't know, like another 50 chapters or so where they're hopping from arcs.
Yeah, or
As
they
they're
like
learning
fight
about how to do
all
that.
the baddies like one by one all the way to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of deal.
Yeah, it's a very fast-paced arc.
And it was,
I know-
even
so
if it
you-
was fast, it was very well paced.
Yeah.
I know you said stuff about like you wanted like a secret organization. I don't know if this did it for you though, because they were a secret organization, but they didn't do a good job of keeping themselves secret for long.
Not the worst kept secret, but you know, they were pretty out there. Nope, you know what they did most of the part. Because as we'll talk about later on, like Crocodile's system for, well, for lack of a better term, systematically taking over Arabasta, the way he went about it was very, you know, I mean, obviously, like, hindsight now, you know, we've seen hundreds of stories of people being like, oh, and the big baddie, I've planned this for like 20 years, I have X, Y, and Z. We're like, well, we know what sort of things happen because, you know, the power of friendship, but like back then, probably reading this, I'd be like, oh, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very, very thought out.
More
why
secretive
Lucky
than the
let them
Emiko
know.
machines, I guess. And it takes a lot.
Slightly less secret, but honestly, not that bad.
Like,
It
it's
is a
almost-
whole ass country, but still not horrible. Yeah. At least it wasn't sleeping with the king.
No, that'd be spicy if he
That'd
does
be,
that.
yeah. This wouldn't be. This would not be one arc anymore.
This wouldn't be a children's anime.
Absolutely not.
Who is sleeping with Crocodile?
The king.
The king.
Oh my god!
Uh,
Oh my god, I can't imagine.
No, that's not even the weirdest like fan theory.
know,
I'll
that's
tell.
why.
I'll talk to you guys about the fan crackpot theory later
Oh my
okay.
god, please.
after we talk. About
Yeah,
the
as soon as
whole-
it's done, I'll be like, wait, I got some crack to talk to you about.
You're right, though. We are quickly introduced to Pell and Taka because Sanji and Vivi don't go get aged, but everybody else does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Sanji, Chopper, and Vivi.
Yes, yeah, Sanji, Chopper, and Vivi. Yeah.
Because they didn't have, or Vivi wasn't caught, but they don't know what Sanji looks like because he wasn't there when the Unluckies drew them.
Yeah.
He was like sleeping or something. And also, like, they hadn't met Chopper yet. So they just got Chopper. So they don't know about Chopper.
Yeah.
It's actually a little bit interesting how like the like back and forth of information goes. Like they don't know about them, and that's why Sanji's able to be sneaky.
Right.
Yeah. I like how Sanji takes advantage of that. He's a badass in this fight.
Yeah. And I like how they take advantage of Chopper's powers.
Mm-hmm.
Where like Chopper runs in his like big form, and he's like, "I'm Mr. Prince," and he runs out, and then like they chase after him, and he turns into a small form, and then they can't
Yeah.
catch him.
Very smart of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, except he still, like, as he's hiding from Crocodile, he does this can't see me
Yeah.
peeking around the
Oh,
corner the
yeah.
wrong way.
It's cute, yeah.
But
Yeah, there's that whole...
Good.
Oh, keep going, what?
Oh no, just when you said Pal, I remember that Phoebe gets surrounded by a bunch of people. Pal, it goes.
Oh yeah. What do you guys think of Pal and Chaka?
They're awesome.
I think they're pretty cool. I think, yeah, once I realized that they were Zoan,
Mhm.
devil fruit people, I thought they were like way cooler because before I was just like, they're just guards with distinct art styles. Who cares? But then they like were way cooler after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Pal says something here that is like total BS. He says something about like, "Oh, I am like the falcon, one of the 7 types of devil fruits that can fly."
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
at some point Oda had decided that, but he kind of dropped it because
Oh.
there's
Yeah,
way more than 7 that
It's
can fly.
literally funny. I was thinking, like, I'm gonna ask you that when we get to this point, because I was reading that. I'm like, wait, are there really only like 7 devil fruits that fly? I'm like, I feel like I've
there's
seen like
there's
people
like so
fly
many
like.
that can fly.
Yeah.
I was like-
I wondered.
he just wants to. Pell just wants to seem cool. He's just so cool.
I mean, if you really think about it, like Smoker kind of flies already. Like he floats
Yeah.
around.
I
as
was about to
smoke.
say, do you think like, well, obviously we can all chuck it up to, hey, Oda's been writing this for 20 plus years. Like he'll forget some stuff. The same way like JoJo, the writer for JoJo, forgets a lot of stuff.
Oh no, the writer for JoJo's like actually forget stuff though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whole
Like, if you-
whole ass plot holes.
Like Hirohiko Araki says, like he likes to go back and read his previous arcs because he gets to experience it for the first time. Like everyone.
What is he okay?
Oh my god, you should see when I used to. I think it was about time when I read like Vento Oreo and
Yeah.
Stone Ocean, that I was like really into like the episodic, like the video essays on YouTube, and there were so many plot holes. I'm like, what the hell? But then I saw the
Yeah.
colored versions of the stories. I'm like, wow, never mind. I'm just gonna keep reading.
And there's a lot of people who are like on copium and they're like, no, he did not forget. He definitely planned for this. Like, okay,
So
I don't think he's
wrong.
as forgetful as a lot of people say. Like some parts are just like they're just ridiculous things that he did. But
But
Right.
again,
there
he's
are a
been
lot
writing
of
for-
things. That
he's been writing for 40 years.
yeah. Mhm.
Absolutely bonkers. But I forgot why.
But no, I think for Pal, you can probably just more chalk it up to like Pal is just bragging and Pal doesn't know better.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is true.
I do like the theory that Oda thought that was a really cool idea. Then, like, at some point in the story, he like counted. He's like, "All right, that's 8." Like, I'm just
Oh,
gonna,
fuck.
I'm just
Yeah,
not gonna,
well.
like, I'm just not gonna worry about it. Like, no one will remember that
I
one.
said there were only 7.
Well, let me ask you, since you guys are further ahead, is it that he just literally like chalked it up to, well, 7's kind of like a loose number now?
I never mentioned this
Or-
idea again.
Okay, I was about to say,
Maybe
or like the
At some
people
point
who
he had a bigger
originally.
plan for this, but like
Or
they literally never
maybe-
mentioned this.
Or
Oh.
maybe he didn't think he'd be writing that many devil fruit users, but like
yeah,
I feel like most people you meet at like a certain point in One Piece are devil fruit users.
I think it goes like back and forth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's good at least. It's just
Like
I
the
feel
power
like I've
systems.
heard so many different powers just from people that I'm like,
It's
how
like-
many are there? I guess it's long.
okay, this is not spoilers because this is like chapter 1, but Shanks is not a devil fruit user because I mean
Okay.
he swam and saved Luffy.
True.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
So there's still powerful people out there who are not devil fruit users, but there are a lot of devil fruit users. I think that's the main power system.
Yeah, I mean, Zoro picks up a building in this arc. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
People are
yeah,
also
Sanji and Zoro are proof that you don't have to be a devil fruit user to be like scary as hell.
Yeah, speaking of which, like they're stuck in the cage that's made of like sea stone, so
Yeah,
they
it's
can't.
made of
The devil fruit users
stone.
can't break through it, and it's filling up
Oh,
with water.
yeah.
The banana
Yeah.
gators are coming in, and Sanji fucking like kicks a gator, like this 5-ton gator, like into the air.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
on
that's
foot.
when they're in the cage. That's at that one moment with Crocodile I wanted to mention that I thought was so cool. It's like when they're talking about the old man. He's like, "Oh, you met him too," and he's like, "Hey, like, let me ask you something. You think like those sandstorms would just randomly show up on the same spot every
Oh.
day?" And they're both like, Are you kidding me? And he like
You're
has like a
fucking
real like a shit-eating smile, and I'm like, oh my god, what
Oh,
a and they just like Luffy just wants to like rip his throat out. He's like,
Yeah, like that's the nail in the coffin. I mean, Luffy already wanted to beat him up, but now he like
yeah,
Dead
just oh my
set.
god. I love how angry they make that. Like, oh my god, there's that really cool shot of like when Vivi jumps in and like jumps off the table and like shoots her little like I don't know what the hell those things are called, the little like
peacock
chain thing,
thing.
and it like
Peacock
shoots off his head.
slasher.
Yeah, it like shoots off his head, and it's just like a really cool shot for throwing it. Like the posing is so cool.
Yeah, but like her peacock slasher still at this point in the story has not hit a single person.
I can't believe it.
Oh,
Technically hit him, but not really.
Yeah, but not-
Yeah, he's made of sand.
Oh man, yeah, it's so Luffy's so
It's
angry.
literally like in Pokemon where it's like it had no effect.
yeah, and I mean it also is like Smoker can't even fight because they're in that cage with all the
I forgot
Um,
Smoker was with them. Yeah,
yeah. He's just
Yeah,
like
Smoker
there.
got caught too.
I do like that though. They do a good job with the Navy. I forgot this is when like Smoker and stuff kind of like view like the Straw Hats as like, oh, these guys aren't just like criminals. Like these guys are actually doing pretty good stuff. He's just kind of silently watching them, but I can tell he's respecting them slowly.
I think in another series, like it could have been like a Team Rocket thing where like Smoker and Tashigi like show up every few episodes and they're like, aha, we've caught you now, pirates.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Oh,
we've been
definitely.
beaten, we're blasting off again. But no, they're like, we chased after them, we're after them, but it seems like there's a lot more here that's going on.
And I think Oda probably wanted it to be a little bit more like what do you call it? A little bit more involved in that, because now it's like you're going into the government Navy stuff. So it's like if Smoker and Tashigi, right? If they like are on the sides of the Straw Hats, like what does that mean about them being in the ranks of the Navy? And like, you know, they can't just like make exceptions for one pirate. Like there's a lot of cool like more government and like side of things, which I could tell Oda was like looking forward to writing, because he, you know, wrote the 7 warlords and everything at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Sophia? Oh, okay. I want to ask, like, what do you guys think of Smoker? Is he cool or is he not? Because he's been taking a lot of L's in these chapters.
I think
He's
Kinda
cool. He rises to the occasion when he needs to.
Yeah.
Well, wait, hang on. What occasion do you mean? He hasn't beaten anyone yet. He hasn't captured anyone.
Yeah, he could
let
have
the
risen
Straw
to
Hats
the
go.
occasion. He didn't.
Okay, so you know, we've already seen lots of shitty things about the Marines, a couple nice things here and there, but I think he, in a very subtle way, holds the line of morality for the Marines. Shows some glimmer of hope. He doesn't need a flex. He just like, I'm here to do the right thing, and then obviously we had the perspective of the pirates, so like they're trying to do the right thing, and you know, more things later in the arc. I liked Smoker more.
He's a little too rough and gruffy for my liking. Like I don't
okay.
really like him as a character. I could like
2 cigars because he's
no.
such a badass.
yeah, I could
Rides
like,
a
believe him, I don't
motorcycle.
care.
Wait, you don't
But-
eat nails for
Yeah,
breakfast?
he rides
without
a
the milk?
motorcycle.
It's
Okay. But he lost to like Dragon in Loketown. He lost to Ace and wasn't able to catch Luffy, and now he's been captured by Crocodile. Like, this man has been taking nothing but L's in every
feel
fight.
like that I will be proven wrong, but so far, anyway, none of the Marines posed a huge issue for
That's
anyone
true.
but themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. That's kind of how I felt, but I also
Have we
felt
fought any major Marines other than X-Can Morgan, like way back in like the
Yeah.
third
the
chapter?
first- yeah.
like full
I
body.
don't think we
but
fought
I know
any like
he-
named Marines.
full body's like dancing in the covers, so I don't know.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he just-
Okay, we'll talk about the cover story after.
So Oda
Yeah.
loves that guy. He can't get enough of that guy.
Yeah, what the hell? Full body looks like a nobody.
I think I had the impression that Smoker was just really grumpy looking and probably was like all gooey on the inside, and so far that's not really wrong. He's a lot
Yeah.
nicer than he looks like, or at
He's
least
got a good sense of justice. He's like
or,
not.
more
Yeah, he's a good way of
understanding.
them showing that. I keep saying the Navy because like that's what they called it in like the 4Kids dub.
Yeah.
Marines, I think. Yeah, the Marines.
Yeah. Why are the actual like real life Marines not the ocean ones? Because they're called Marine, and Marine means ocean.
Yeah. But yeah, I like they kind of show that the Marines are like, it's like the government side of stuff that's bad, but it's like individual people in the Marines don't mean badly. It's just like kind of the sort more political side of it that makes it bad, which I know that probably will be established more later. But like
Yeah,
at the
that's
moment,
pretty
I'm glad
real
they're
with like IRL stuff too. Like with
yeah,
what's
I'm glad
current.
they're humanizing some of them.
That's
You know, adding some like humanity to people like Smoker and Sword Girl.
Mhm.
Yeah, Sword Girl.
Poor
Yeah.
girl
Yeah.
Tashigi.
Shiki,
GG.
you know, Shiki also has been taking a lot of L's. Like she also has not want to
Yeah.
fight yet.
No.
I guess at the end of the day too, it's still the story about the pirates, so you gotta make like the cops look bad pretty much.
That's true.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I really did enjoy the entire plot part where Vivi's trying to help her friends, and Crocodile's like, "You can't win." She keeps trying and trying, but after she leaves, she sees Sanji is like entering the building to go save them.
Sanji has glasses
Yeah,
now.
he's glasses.
Yeah, he looks so cool.
I was like, why do you look so cool? I hate that.
I know. I can just imagine like smooth jazz playing like as he walks in, and then he sees Nami and then goes all googly eyed again.
No,
and it's like, oh damn it.
Stop it. Just look cool.
I get like, it makes more sense in the context of the manga why they gave him the glasses. It's like, he has the glasses on when he's like Mr. Prince or whatever.
Yeah.
But in the anime, I don't think they like established that as well. So I just remember being like, what was with like Sanji's like glasses phase for like a few episodes? Like, what was with that?
Got glasses.
Yeah.
He just couldn't see for a
He
few
needed
days.
a break from his contacts.
Yeah, he lost his contacts and take out the glasses. Nobody mentions it. Do any of the characters mentions like, why are you
No.
wearing glasses?
Yeah, and then he loses the later.
And he
Yeah, I
just,
think it's like,
throws
I
them
literally
away.
think it's like Oda's like this, like none of the characters wear glasses, and then like one panel he forgot it but still published it, and he's like, oh damn, like I forgot the glasses on Sanji, like just forget, like we'll just
I think
We'll
in
just
the
make it
notes,
so.
Sanji was supposed to originally be like a cowboy type, a gunslinging cowboy type.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he had his small moment. Damn cool. And then he...
What do you guys think of the way they got out of the cage, though?
oh, yeah. Oh, gosh.
He
They...
deserved it.
He deserved it.
Punch in the face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with Mr. 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mr. 3 isn't dead still somehow. And,
Yeah.
they...
Yeah, Mr. 3 like gets vomited out by the gator, and he's like, "Aha! I used my wax ball to protect myself."
Yes.
And then he immediately like, gets beaten up by Sanji.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love, again, really good pacing. Oda's a genius. It's like, yeah, he's like, he can make like a duplicate key, and then it just is a shot of him opening the cage, and he has like a big like bump on his head,
Yeah.
and he's like, thanks, and then he just kicks him away. Like Sanji just like
The
kicks him
implication is he got beaten up to go. Like,
Yeah,
make the
to
key.
do it. Which he definitely did.
Yeah.
You know, I like, oh, I guess Mr. 3 had to be useful one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Vivi's like, but wait, like we can't just leave. Like it's crawling with the banana gators, and they look over and like all of them are dead.
We're dead.
like those guys are like, yeah, those guys are monsters, but like these two are bigger monsters. Like they don't want to
Yeah.
mess with Zoro and Luffy.
Yeah, and you just like see Zoro and Luffy like jumping towards them, and then they got done. It was nice to keep the plot moving really fast too. Or at least they slow down, but then like when they need to start moving, they do really fast, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's never
And then
gets
when
it
they-
never gets dull. It just
Yeah.
it constant like as soon as you might be getting tired of one thing, something new is like starting up.
Mhm. And then when they do get out, they do save. Zoro saves Smoker on the way out too.
Yeah, he
Oh
does.
yeah,
Because
he
Luffy
brings
told
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Zoro's like, if it was up to
Mhm.
me, you'd be dead. Boo, boo, boo.
Luffy said to save you.
Yeah. They're both such gruff tsundere characters.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think Smoker has smiled once though. At least Zoro smiles.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, Zoro will smile.
It's hard to smile with 2 cigars in your mouth, okay?
Yeah.
Also hard to
Um,
smile with a word in your mouth, but he managed.
Oh, yeah, and then
that's true.
and then begins the classic shonen. All the characters go off and fight one of the other characters.
Oh, not yet. Not yet.
but
Oh, not yet?
before- Before
Yeah.
Chopper picks up, he like is like he apparently found out that there is a giant moving crab
Oh yes.
that's friends with Eyelashes the camel. He takes them across the desert to get to the
Yeah.
river quickly so they could get across. And I want to just say here that I was like that I wanted giant camels the size of AT-ATs, but what I appreciate is that a camel knew a giant crab. it's not
Like I said,
exactly right.
The perverted Brady Bunch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy's a pervert too. I forgot.
Yeah.
yeah, his face. I did not like his face, but
Oh my god. No.
Yeah.
maybe
Maybe that's how they met. Maybe they met at a strip club or something.
Yeah.
A cabaret club.
That's
This
how they're
giant
friends.
crab
Mhm.
and this like perfect camel.
But Camel hangs out for a while too.
Yeah.
Hey, Camel's just there.
Yeah. But it's also like once again, like I like how they show sort of like how all the characters are useful.
Mm-hmm.
With like Sanji being like the smart one who like is able to sneak around,
Mm-hmm.
and Chopper being able to talk to animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Usopp. ... Maybe.
Yeah, it was good too because the characters that can beat people up were like they couldn't do anything. So
Mhm.
a good moment.
Well, yeah,
for them.
Usopp didn't really do anything here.
That's true, Usopp
Like
was-
Zoro and
yeah.
Luffy beat up the Gators.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he was moral
Usopp's
support.
there being funny, so that counts for me.
Yeah, when in the cage, remember they're doing like the Sanji impressions and they're like laughing or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Keeping the spirits up.
Oh gosh. But yeah, they start heading across, and a crocodile shows up to grab Vivi, but Luffy like takes her place basically. And then Luffy, they like have a very nice moment, like, when you're done fighting, I'll give you all the food you want. With
Yeah.
Vivi, and then Luffy is separated from the rest of the crew.
He fights
Fight. They
Crocodile.
fight.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, God.
Okay.
Fighting is so
So,
cool.
Rome, since you're like the shonen battle guy here, what did you think of the
Me,
fight?
I'm an expert in something, Nani?
Yeah. Well, no,
Yeah,
I know
shonen
you
fighting.
read shonen like fight tape mangas and ones.
Oh,
What do you think
yes.
of this first fight between Luffy versus Crocodile?
Well, in hindsight, I would say it's nothing crazy. I like the further fights down the line, but if it's the first fight, I like Luffy's tenacity, even if it comes from a place of abject stubbornness. So I liked it, but like you said, later on you figure out, well, like here is how, dimensionally sound like Crocodile's strategies are. This is how proficient he is in fighting. Like he has everything rigged in his favor. I'd say
That's
for this,
true.
I'd say it's pretty good because it drives a lot of story elements.
Mm.
As a fight, it's alright.
Yeah, I think it does a good job of power scaling of like, because this is also the first time like Luffy loses. Like Luffy has
Yeah.
beaten up
Yeah.
like kings and like big pirates and like murderers pirates before, like with not much trouble, and like a giant fish man too.
Mhm.
But like, I think this fight sticks in the mind of a lot of people who read One Piece for the first time because it's like it's the first time Luffy can't even touch
Yeah, you can't do it.
the opponent. Like he is just like completely outclassed, and like Crocodile says it too. Like you're just like rookies like you are just like a dime a dozen out here.
Yeah.
Line.
I like that line. So
Yeah.
this arc has a lot of moments where I'm always like, how do they survive that?
Right?
He gets impaled.
Yeah, he
And then
literally gets
Literally
impaled.
like-
completely impaled.
Like, how is he
Yeah.
alive? It's really cool. The scene was like, I was like, whoa, when it happened, because I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Him to just get entirely impaled. And if
forgot
I
how
had been like
brutal
a
it is.
10-year-old reading that, I'd be like, no, Luffy's dead! Ah! Losing my mind till the next chapter. Oh,
But we're almost
gosh.
right. Like it does also cover the plot because for a moment while he's impaled, the water from Yuba also is like
Mhm.
Broken,
Mhm.
Mhm.
so that water like flows out onto the hook hand that impaled him, and Luffy is able to actually touch Crocodile when he is watered, when he is wet. Yeah, it's got water on him.
Turns into mud.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it shows a moment where Luffy's like smart. A little
Mhm.
bit. Where he realizes he can use the water
Yeah.
to fight him.
But
But
then Miss All Sunday does save Luffy.
yeah.
I don't know what did you guys feel about that, especially you guys who are reading this for the first time? Because
I because like right before that there's like a scene where Smoker tells Tashigi to go on to the Alabarna. I thought he was going to save Luffy. But no, it was Miss All Sunday, and I was like, ooh. The mystery is afoot then. At that point in time, I thought, okay, she's a character. Then she's been represented for so far, I guess. Like, now I want to see her. Because before I didn't really know what to think.
Doesn't she ask Luffy about the D in his name too? I think she mentions why do you fight with
I think she saves him because of the D in his name, and this isn't the first time someone's mentioned it. Like the old witch doctor lady on Drum Island also said something about the D, but that was like not to Luffy. It was after he was leaving.
Yeah, she does ask like something about.
Yeah, what does the D stand for?
Yeah, she says, why do you fight as one of those whose name is D? Like, why do you use that name, basically?
Dugong.
Yeah. It will be D's nuts until further notice.
Yeah. Apparently not yet.
It stands for, do become the king of the pirates.
Yeah.
It stands for the Diarettes.
Diarettes.
I don't know.
It could be Dr. Toto Hex.
Oh yeah, it could be Dr. Toto Hex.
Yeah.
That must be what it stands for.
Yeah,
Luffy, Dr. Toto Hex, Luffy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so prolific.
Named
Really
after the
sad.
bravest woman I ever knew.
I know.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Kick ass, I know you can do it.
Yeah.
I can see how that would be a fight that stick with a lot. Because it was pretty fast. It didn't take that long. But it was the scene,
I think
like the way
seeing it in the
they were
anime
drawn.
also
yeah.
helps. I'll watch the anime sometime.
Yeah, it's probably less like I'm trying to think, it was like less like bloody. I really like how they do the blood in manga because it's always like pitch black, and it makes like really cool moments where it's like really looks really brutal because like you know exactly what the blood is supposed to be. But the manga, obviously, they can't show too much gore, but they still have to show the blood.
Yeah.
In the fan colored scans I was reading, it is red though. They are bleeding all over the place.
Dang.
Oh.
I can't remember that with the colored scan. I was jumping back and forth, which I think was an issue, and I don't think I'm going to do that anymore.
I just whatever the scans I'm using are black and white. I also the last part of this what we were reading I have physically, so I was actually reading it with like it's the only One Piece like volume I own.
Because Vivi?
Yeah, I think I had a bunch of them, and I like gave away a bunch of them. But before I gave them away, I was like, I think I donated them to like a manga, or no, I think there was like a manga shop that had like a kind of like read whatever you want, and I donated to them. And I was like going through them. I'm like, okay, which one do I want to keep? I'm like, oh, I have to keep this one. I'm like, this is like the moment.
The moment. That's great.
Just gonna say, what happens after
they all you were right though. They all start to fight. They all get to Alabarna and they all break up.
Wait, not before they meet the Kung Fu Dugongs again, real quick.
Oh, you're right. You're so.
It's a chapter that's literally just called all the animals.
And the super spot build duck troops.
Oh yeah, the supersonic duck people. Yeah,
are the best part in my opinion. I just love them and I want one.
They say something earlier. It's so funny. They say, I don't know who is talking, but they say it's like I'm like the second fastest thing in Arabasta or something.
Yeah, it's Miss All Sunday. She like rides away on like some sort of type of banana gator, but the banana's on its nose instead of its head.
Oh yes, yeah.
And it's like the second fastest animal in all of Arabasta.
And then a few chapters later, you see like the duck's like the fastest thing in Arabasta. Like these guys are the fastest.
It's like it's so much like in whatchamacallit, in not Guardians of the Galaxy. What's the word? The Hitchhiker's Guide. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where they're like, humans are the third smartest animal on the planet, and you're just like wondering like, what is number 2 and number 1 then? Dolphins are the number 2 smartest animal on the planet. And then for the rest of the book, you're like, well, what was number 1?
Ah. Yeah, it's like that. But yeah, the dugong, they take them across the river, right? King?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm glad that they brought them back because I wanted to see them again.
Yeah, they get the crab to jump by like Nami like flashing her bra
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
because it's a pervert.
yeah. So he does
Also-
it, but he doesn't do very well because I think
Yeah,
crabs would just sink to the bottom.
yeah.
This is
Some
also
crabs can't swim.
is this the scene where they all come riding in too? Is that what happens right here, or is it after that?
That's right after this.
Yeah,
Oh,
right
okay.
after Karoo and all the other ducks come up. That's great.
Mhm.
I was so excited.
Yeah, because I think we skipped this part, but the rebels have started fighting. The
Yes,
rebels
the
have
rebels
started
started
fighting the royal army. The king is missing, and the fake king, who is actually Mr. Tu Bon Cre, who is like impersonating him with
Yes.
his devil fruit power, because he's got the mimic power.
Hmm.
What's it called? Copy?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he is like pretending to be an asshole and like telling guards to like shoot the citizens and stuff like that. But it's a fake. It's all a ruse. It's all a ruse.
Yeah, it's all a ruse, and that only a child sees it, and they just beat the child.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
And then like the child tries to say no, it was a fake, but he can't. He's like unconscious. He falls unconscious.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, you're right.
So like the royal army and the rebel army are starting to fight each other, even though they're like all on the same side, and it's Crocodile pulling the strings and like
Yes.
going to rise from the ashes after like everything is crumbling down.
Yep.
Yeah, and at this point, like, the tensions start rising, and everyone starts fighting, and then I just kept wanting to read till the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Who
was
wants to
having
explain what happens with the ducks? That the whole duck plan.
the duck plan. Oh, yeah, okay. So, actually, somebody else should probably.
I
Alright.
can explain it because this is actually one of my favorite moments
Yeah, go
too.
for it.
Yeah, so they all come riding in on the ducks, and they all have coats on, and they're like, "Well, one of them has to be Vivi. Just like, just get
Yeah,
him."
all of Baroque Works is like waiting for them because they
Yeah.
know that Vivi's alive. So.
Yeah, so they're like, "Just get him. One of them will be Vivi," and then they each kind of split up and take one of the groups because they all kind of separate, and then like they all take off their. Oh, it's actually really cool. They do a shot where they take off the thing, and it shows Vivi's like, "Okay, like we're good," and then she's like way in the back still. And then they all take off their coats, and it's all of them and the camel riding the duck.
Because they're like,
Mhm.
there's got to be like, they know there's 5 people. They don't know about Chopper yet. And they're
Yeah.
like, wait, but there's 6 ducks. One of them has got to be Vivi.
Yeah,
Ducks split up. They
smart.
like all chase after them. And then none of them are Vivi.
And I love that
Yeah.
shot of them being like, "Wrong, too bad." It's like doom, 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 and it's like showing all of
Yeah.
them, and they all just have
Yeah,
like,
that's
I
what's
such
fucking
good-
camel.
yeah,
Same
that's
time
such
they
good.
all
I
say,
love Zoro's face in that shot. It's so cool. Like
Yeah.
he's such a
What'd you say,
badass.
Ron?
I want to see if I can try to send in the Discord. But they all
Here.
say, "Oh,
Oh,
too
yeah.
bad, so sad. Better luck next time." And then Camel's just like, "Oh, how'd I make
Yeah.
it here?"
I think he like raises his hand too. He's like,
So yeah, Zoro,
it's a camel.
Zoro and Nami are together. It's like Sanji and Chopper, and then
Mhm.
is Usopp by himself, or was Usopp with?
Usopp was with the camel.
Ooh,
Oh yes, Usopp's with the camel. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
and then Usopp runs away and then joins Chopper later.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, yeah. And then Sanji goes to where Usopp was to fight Bon Clay.
And the camel kind of just pieces out.
Yeah, he just like,
Uh-huh.
just gets out of there. Oh yeah, I love whenever you see something happen in the dispute. Like whenever you see like someone explosion happen, you always see like the Royal Guard has like the Baroque Works like tattoo or something.
Yeah, because they've basically, Baroque Works has infiltrated the Crocodile Secret Organization, Baroque, infiltrated both the rebel army and the Royal Guard to incite violence among both groups. So
Yeah.
even when they're just trying to talk, like someone will randomly get shot and it'll be Baroque Works shooting one on the other side.
So nationwide perjury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they Vivi's trying to stop them and almost gets trampled, but Karoo like covers her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kuru gets all smoosh, but he's like protecting her. Very cute.
Yeah, and then
Surprised,
Koza,
like-
there's like this dramatic scene where like Koza just like rides right past her, and then
Yeah, I love
they
that.
they can't see her because the fucking sandstorm. Crocodile makes a sandstorm to cover everything.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like just like it's become like brutal for like Vivi. She's like just constantly trying to stop them from fighting, and it's just ugh. Oh
And-
yeah, then Usopp shows up on the horse.
Yeah, Usopp shows up on the horse. Is like, take my hand, leave the duck behind. He's done for.
Oh yeah.
And I like how fast Vivi's like, no, that ain't him. like,
That's
there's
not
no
him.
way.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
and then we
Never
see
that
like a flashback of things that we actually never saw.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
they
think he
didn't
calls
show.
he calls like Karoo like the duck or the
Yeah.
bird or that bird. And it's like, why would you not use his name?
You know his name. Okay, sorry, Rob, you were going to say something?
I'm good.
Okay. I'm just watching the stream and I saw your PNG flash. And I was like, oh.
I do like at that scene too when Bon Clay like shows himself. He's got a cool face too. It's just like this really shadowy version.
Yeah.
He's got a really cool design, Bon Clay. I like as like silly as it is. It's a very unique character design. It's
That's
cool.
how Vivi knew it couldn't be Usopp. Usopp would never look that cool.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a loser. You're
You're
a
a
fake. Well, you didn't have to say the first part.
Mm.
I'm glad they keep flashing back to when they put the X's on their arms too.
Yeah, no, okay, so
Keep
like
making
they
sure you
show
remember
that like fake Usopp, who's actually Mr. 2 Bon Clay with the mimic powers, is like, yeah, you see, I'm the real Usopp. See, I got the armband just like you.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh shit, he is a fake.
He's
Because
a
the whole
fake.
thing was like, it wasn't the armband.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah, it's
they
what's
drew
under
an
the
X on their arms and then they covered it with an armband.
Yeah.
So that's like how they would know that they're all the real deal, is they would uncover the X underneath.
That's how they knew.
Yeah, so it's like it's a, what do they call it? Like a double blind bluff or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Double blind ice.
Double bluff? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good, and then she ran. Is that?
No, because Karoo survives
Yeah, Karoo survives.
and like carries her off. It like runs up the wall of the city and he's like all weak.
Yeah, and he's
Poor
running, and then he tries flying to get her away. To
Yeah,
save
and he
her.
gets shot
And
again.
he's shot.
Yeah.
Karoo, no!
People get shot and impaled like crazy in this arc.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, it's almost like there's a whole war going on.
It's
I
almost like there's a
mean,
whole war going on.
You're literally telling me, and I cannot believe it.
Yeah. But a couple other ducks from the Supersonic Duck Squadron do come and rescue Karoo and take him off.
Yeah, they take
Mhm.
to save him.
Yeah. He
Oh,
worked so
gosh.
hard.
Mm-hmm. So
Got
hard.
so far.
Guess in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Okay, but yeah, now we get to the part where they all like show off.
Yeah,
show
everyone
down.
shonen shows off. Shonen show
Yeah.
off. Do you guys want to
Show-
take a small break
show
so you
off.
guys can get water?
All right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back in
Oh,
like
Oh, let's talk about Princess Mimi. Thirsty.
yes. We'll come back in a few minutes.
BRB.
In a minute. There we go. It's like, where's my hi. Hello. We all got our snacks and our hydrations. And we're back to talk about the war beginning, or in the middle actually, but
yeah, we never actually see much of the actual war.
Yeah.
Because they're all fighting like outside of the war.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Oda didn't have to draw the people actually fighting.
Yeah.
Well then... Sorry, I'm trying to find out where we are first. Okay, so I guess we can just talk about all of them, everybody having their own individual battle. I don't know who goes first. Usopp's
Chopper and Usopp first, because they're kind of like the lower stakes one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chopper, Usopp, what was it? Zoro, Nami, and then who's the last one?
Sanji?
Yeah.
Oh, Sanji and Nami like go back and forth a lot.
No, I don't know.
Wait, what?
Because like they give more like backstory on it, because like Nami's figuring out how to do her own thing.
Oh, she's figuring out how to use the climate.
Yeah, and then Zoro gets some backstory for like how to cut through steel.
Now, I must say, when we get to that, I think that that was one of those random clips that I got recommended on YouTube like many moons ago, and because I saw that, I didn't enjoy the manga portion of it as much. I still thought it was really cool, but seeing the anime, I was just like, oh, that's like that hit different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should watch the anime movies with you sometime.
Yeah, let's watch. Totally.
Yeah,
the first fight that seems to happen is Usopp's, where he has the 2-ton hammer or whatever, or 5-ton hammer.
Yeah. I actually liked that.
A 2-kilogram, 5-ton hammer.
Yeah.
What an Usopp kind of move, like so funny.
Yeah, Chopper and Usopp fight Mr. Four and Merry Christmas, and they have a dog.
Let's kind of explain for the people who haven't seen the series before. Okay, so like by the time they get there, like Chopper's already been fighting them for a little bit, and he's been fending off for himself pretty well. And Usopp gets there because he was with the stupid fucking camel. And it's like gets over there and is like, oh man, like who are we fighting here? And Chopper's like, okay, we got Miss Merry Christmas, who's like the leader of this group, and she's got the mole fruit, and she reminds me of what in Chinese we call it dama, which basically means like big mom, as in like an old lady, like tourist type, who's just like wearing like the colorful pants and is just like super bossy.
Oh yeah,
and like kind of a Karen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then, like, Mr. Four is just, like, this slow-witted but very strong dude. Or he's not slow-witted. He's just slow in general. He's just a very lethargic. But he has a dog. A dog who is actually a gun. Well, it's actually a gun. It's not a dog who ate the gun fruit. It's a gun who ate the dog fruit.
Yeah.
The dachshund type. I love that.
What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of the gun who ate the dog fruit?
Well, I think
oh my god, it's
so odd. You go first, girl.
Oh no, I was just, at the very beginning of the stream, I was gonna yell out my favorite character was the gun that turned into a dog, or the dog that turned into a gun. I just wanted to leave it at no context, but I just found it hilarious. But also I like baseball, so I'm like, oh, they put in their little stuff, like, oh my god, it's throwing a curveball. Oh my god, the slider's going crazy, and then it comes back and like hits him in the butt. I'm like, wow, that was definitely like a 12-6 curve, man.
And then the baseballs explode. It's a gun that shoots baseballs that explode.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Remind me of ad libs, like Mad Libs.
I thought
when you were younger, you grab them. Like, what's a good like word for this? Explode. Yes, perfect.
So, Mole Woman Karen versus like Pinocchio.
Yep.
Slingshot Pinocchio. plus a dude with a dog gun that shoots baseballs, plus a reindeer that ate the human fruits and can turn into a human.
Yep. And like the Mr.
Plus-
Four, I can't remember. They keep saying he's like a what is it? Big hitter.
Yeah, he's like
Whatever.
a cleanup hitter.
Oh,
or
he's a
something.
Cleanup
cleanup
hitter.
hitter.
Does
Yeah,
that mean
and I
something in
was like-
baseball?
So it's a baseball term that means that like the batting order
Mm.
determines what type of player you are. A cleanup hitter is when a guy can get a lot of hits, and cleaning up means getting the batters who are on the bases home for runs. So if you're a good cleanup hitter, you get a lot of runs batted in.
Okay, I
So.
seen it.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I thought it was something about like how they're assassins because they're part of Baroque works and he cleans them up.
I
Mhm.
just thought it meant he was good at hitting, but I guess that is what it means.
It does. Definitely. The mole Karen would definitely be I forgot what the term for the first or second batter, but you'd be the leadoff man.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be like the second to third is like position player or like a tier. So like, you know, if you want to steal a base, want to get yourself in running scoring position, then you know how to do that. You're typically very fast if you go first. Set it up for a cleanup hitter.
Okay.
Facts.
Wait, is that the joke then? Is that why he's slow?
Yeah, because typically the cleanup hitters are like the home run dinging, super low average, but like
Oh,
can crush like balls into play and get runs.
Oh, it all had.
So,
a
like-
I never
purpose.
got his character before. I thought it was just goofy. I get it now.
Yeah, so like I don't know if you ever watched baseball, like at least popular.
No,
when
I've
you were-
never.
Okay, so I don't know if you ever heard of Alex Rodriguez
No.
or
I think so. I know baseball's
Yeah.
big in Japan.
Yeah, it is like really big.
Shohei. Have you ever heard of Shohei Ohtani?
Nope.
I have actually.
Okay, so he can actually play cleanup because
okay.
his bat is that good and he hits that well.
Huh.
Mm,
So
All right.
gotcha.
But yeah, but back to the gun dog.
no, that's definitely more important.
The best part about it was that I think Usopp was like, how the heck is that even supposed to be possible? And Miss Merry Christmas is like, don't think about it. Like, it's just is what it is. Don't worry about it. They don't explain it at all, how an inanimate object eats a fruit, but
I'm a big fan of dachshunds, so I'm glad there's some dachshund representation.
Don't worry, it'll be explained later.
really?
I hope it'll be explained later. It still is not explained.
Okay. I was like, really? They'll explain that part?
I know they will explain it later. I'm hoping. But they haven't explained it yet. We still don't know. We still don't know how devil fruits actually work.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's the part when Usopp gets just destroyed.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
He like T-poses through a wall, like Miss Merry Christmas, like
Yeah.
grabs his feet and then just like zooms him through a brick wall.
Thinking about it back, it reminded me of like T-ball, like the one that kids play when they just start playing baseball.
Yeah.
You just set up a ball.
Except
And you just have-
instead of a ball, it's Usopp's skull.
I forget the nose.
Yeah.
His body is the T.
Oh god.
Oh,
Exactly.
no.
T-pose, the T.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It's set up.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Like their whole like super move is Miss Merry Christmas goes underground and like drags people over to Mr. Four, and Mr. Four hits them with the home run bat and cleans their clock. Yep. And then the dog is there too to like shoot balls into the holes that Miss Merry Christmas burrows, and it's just like all this like teamwork.
Yeah. I think I do like that Usopp uses that quotation marks 5-ton hammer, and he gets them
Yeah.
for a little while. It was really silly. And even Chopper believes him that it's a 5-ton hammer.
Yeah, because of course Chopper would believe.
Captain Usopp.
Like, wow,
Yeah.
you're so strong.
I love
Anime, he
that.
goes like,
that
Captain Usopp.
Yeah.
The ongoing joke that like Chopper and Luffy are always like believing like Usopp's like lies is so funny.
But yeah, I guess it takes a while, but they defeat them, even though like Usopp's in a body cast for the rest of the arc.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, his like 5-ton hammer is just like, they even show a diagram of how it's made. It's like 2 frying pans and like a paper mache like paper in the middle.
Oh yeah.
And weighs like 2 kilograms, which I think
like how
is still like very light for 2 frying pans.
I feel like it's almost implied that he makes it like on the spot too. Like, because he looks at the bat and he's like, "Whoa, like that gives me an idea," and he just like made that right there. Like, did he have that in his like on his person? Like,
he has a big carrying capacity.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, he did make some stuff off screen too, as we find out later.
Yeah, he did.
He's a crafty little guy. Yeah, but they end up kind of like using their powers against them, and like Chopper like grabs Miss Merry Christmas and runs into Mr. Four, who like bats her off into a home run.
Yes.
And then the dog like shoots a bomb into the holes, but all the holes are connected, so they all blow up. And then they blow up Mr. Four with the bomb baseballs too.
Yeah.
And they do eke out a win.
Yeah, it's true. It was like not a very clean battle, but they made it.
Yeah.
Poor Usopp, but yeah.
Oh yeah, and then like at the very end, like Chopper's like, "My God, Usopp, you're like dying. Someone call a doctor."
Yeah, it's like, "You're a doctor," and he's like, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah. And then his solution is just like wrap him in 1,000 cats.
Oh
what else are
yeah.
you gonna do? This is war.
Yeah.
Times are tough.
Even his nose gets a cast.
Yep. Gosh.
True.
So it's so
Which
cartoony.
which Usopp do you think looks better, the frizzled hair from Drum Island or all cast Usopp?
All cast. I think nothing is funnier to me right now than Phoebe dragging Usopp by the nose to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like slapping him so hard that like when Zoro sees him, he can only recognize the nose.
Yes.
Oh yeah. That's so funny.
Do you feel something? No, I didn't.
Oh,
It's Usopp. Usopp always gets Yamcha. But he did win.
he did win.
Unlike Yamcha, so I guess he's not Yamcha. There was such a missed opportunity for like Usopp to enter the city in like a full body cast and pretend to be a mummy.
Oh, you're
Such
right.
a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You're right. They did reference mummifying because of the dehydration from that
Yeah.
crocodile.
They could have like tried to stop the war or something by like being like, or at least a little bit, maybe some skirmishes, be like, "Oh, I'm the cursed mummy. You guys got to stop fighting."
Yes, you broke the curse. It's
Yeah.
true. I don't think it would have gone very far. So
Yeah, but that's totally something Usopp would do.
Totally. After that, I think it's Sanji and Bonkure's fight. Yeah. Like, they're like martial matches. It's kind of fun because they both like icky characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With their legs.
I'll let someone else describe this fight because I described a lot of the previous fight.
I can recall all of it.
I do like the part where
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I like the part where he turns into Nami and there's like
Yes.
that panel where he like is like it's just Sanji like straight face looking at him, then he turns into Nami and he's like got the hearts in his eyes and he turns back and it's like his
Yeah.
straight face is like, "You're so obvious."
Yeah, you're so obvious.
Yeah, because like I think Mr. Two like turns into Usopp first and is like, "You wouldn't hit the face of your dear friend, would you?" And then like Sanji still like kicks
He just
Usopp's
kicks
face
him,
to the
yeah.
floor. It's like, "You're not even the real Usopp. I'm not gonna be fooled so easily."
Yeah. Yeah, but he won't girls.
Yeah.
He won't hit
And
them.
especially not Nami.
Yeah, so they're doing that for a while, but then Sanji realizes that Bonkure changes back before he can use his abilities. And he uses that to his advantage to Bon Clay, but doesn't like totally beat him. He's like, we're good now. He's no, he doesn't say as friends, does he? I don't remember actually.
Sort of,
Like,
yeah.
good fight.
That was a fun fight.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the choreography just because, like, dancey.
Yeah, I think he like says like good fight, and then he still like pummels them to like knock him out, just so he doesn't move.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, good fight. Punch you in the head. Yeah, I thought that it was gonna be more dramatic because I thought Bon Clay was supposed to be bigger enemies, but it didn't last that long.
I think it's only a chapter. I think
Yeah.
Chapters? Yeah, maybe 2. I don't know.
they probably stretched out to be like 4 episodes in the anime.
Yeah, it was pretty fast, but I still liked it, and it showed the
How
strength.
scaling in Baroque works doesn't make much sense. Like, because I don't know, Mr. 3 I think feels stronger than Mr. 2.
I think so too. Maybe Mr. 2 just got higher because they're just one. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. This whole ranking system is off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was all just a mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that's it for song.
No, yeah, it's pretty short. It seems.
Yeah, it's short. They fight. It's silly.
Yeah. There's some great choreography in the anime of them like spinning and kicking each other.
Oh yeah, I'd like to see that.
I commented about it last time, but I do really like the way they draw Sanji during fights because it's just basically a silhouette.
Yeah.
So it's always very cool to see the angles they get with it. They really curve him and stretch him.
Yeah, I really like that too. It makes me so mad. I'm like, Sanji is so cool. Why does he have to act like that?
Yeah.
I know. Like, I get that that's a joke, that he's like super cool at everything except when it comes to women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like the one part he wants to be cool at.
Yeah, I get
It's just not that funny. It's really annoying. It's more frustrating than anything. It's just like, Sanji,
Sanji,
Just-
stop.
just be yourself. Like, be your normal cool self.
Yeah, just be cool.
Yeah, because they always put him in situations where he's like not able to be like, even in this circumstance where he could have like just fought Bon Clay, they had to be like, oh, but like watch when I turn into Nami. He turns into like a bumbling idiot.
And just his emotions, he's like, yeah, I could totally tell this is like affecting you, 100%.
Mhm. Yeah.
But he overcame.
And the
Um,
last fight. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think it transitions into Nami's next.
Yeah. Yeah, it transitions to Nami and Zoro running away from, well, I guess running away from Mr. One and Goldfinger. But they split up, and Zoro's like annoyed because he's like, "How am I supposed to protect you?" But it's okay because Nami's gonna fight on her own. Because she has a new weapon made by Usopp. Climate Tact? Is that really what it's called? That's what the
Yep.
wiki
It's
say.
the climate baton.
Yeah, it's called Climate Baton, or Climate Tact.
Okay.
Both of them work. Yeah.
The Weather Forcer, according to Okay.
Yeah.
Curse you, 4 kids.
Yeah, like Nami basically becomes the mage now, kind of.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Kinda,
Like
yeah.
it's more science than magic. It's like she controls like one makes heat, one makes cool, one makes electric.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she keeps making the party stuff, like the
She
party,
makes
like
all the party tricks because freaking Usopp
Such a-
programmed all the party tricks in before the fight stuff.
yeah, it's like such a
Yeah.
funny idea. She like uses it, and it's like a panel of her doing something like, oh, like birds come out, and then it's like the next panel is her throwing it on the ground, like that idiot.
God damn it! God damn it! Usopp, what are you doing?
It's funny because
I love Nami
just
so much.
watches her. Okay, and
Yeah.
I do love Nami.
Yeah, and then
But
Miss
yeah.
Doublefinger's just looking at her and is just like, oh, poor thing.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
She, like,
stops. Like, she could have finished her off, and she's just like,
I was gonna
wow,
say,
I feel
yeah.
bad for her. She's so pathetic.
she like goes kind of easy on her. Like there's so many circumstances where she's like, she could just like She like stabs her in the foot, and it's like she could have just stabbed her through the chest or something. Like,
Yeah, we didn't explain Miss Doublefinger's ability. She is a needle woman. So even though she
Yeah.
had such a hot design, she does a lot of unhot transformations where she
Yeah,
turns
she-
into like a bunch of needles all over her.
her face, yeah, it's like
And her face, her like arms, her entire body turns into spikes.
and
Yeah,
if
totally.
you've ever played Kirby, there's a power up where Kirby
Yeah.
just turns into a bunch of spikes that like come out of his body.
Yeah,
It feels
needle
like that.
Kirby.
It was like that.
Mhm. It's just
Yeah,
kind of gross when it comes out of a human body.
I love when it comes out of her face. It looks really gross, but it's like, oh my god.
They're like, your face too.
Yeah,
Not that cool.
yeah. I thought you were hot.
I thought you were hot. Yeah.
Yeah, she ironically she lost points from.
Yeah, what? I don't even know what she does at that point. She like stabs her muscles. And
Yeah,
they
she's
get,
like,
does
I guess
this,
she
like,
does acupuncture. Yeah.
oh, it's I didn't even read. Oh, spike you puncture. I didn't even read that. Like I must have like not even
Acupuncture.
figured out what that said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
While the whole time I was trying to figure out her like I guess why can't it cylinders?
Yeah, three
Yeah.
little tubes.
Tubes. And they all do different
Mhm.
things, and half of them are party tricks.
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah. And it's
Yeah. But she
um,
does eventually like figure out like, oh, all the fighting instructions are on the back side of the instructions.
yeah.
Was it pointy finger girl? She has like a pretty brutal defeat too. She gets like struck by the lightning and then gets like blown into the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%
eventually
damage.
Yeah.
eventually Nami figures out that like shoot her into the air,
Hmm.
the wind power, and then and I can't remember
Yeah.
what the power was called, but it was like
She basically uses like her weather knowledge, like make clouds and make thunderstorms and then tornado.
Yeah.
They're all called tempo. Is her
tempo.
gimmick with her attack names. And she even makes like a mirage, so it looks like she gets impaled, but actually it was just a mirage because they're in the desert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, it was a pretty fast battle even then, because even though, like, I think it's because they were going back and Zoro and Nami that it felt a bit more stretched out, but
Yeah.
she figures it out pretty quickly, which just shows how smart she is.
Yeah. I mean, you have to keep in mind it's also like a weekly manga. Like if they had like 2 weeks where she's still figuring it out, that would be really frustrating.
Mhm.
Like I waited a whole week and you're still not able to use it. God damn it.
That's true.
But like
very
reading it now back to back, it's like, yeah, that was pretty fast.
So,
And also, one real small thing that I noticed is I like how like they send Miss Doublefinger through multiple walls, but her silhouette when she like knocks through those walls all cartoony, like
mhm.
is different from wall to wall because she was spinning.
Oh, you're right.
So that's why they're different because she was spinning while she like slammed through multiple.
Yeah. Kept going.
Yeah.
Smart detail, Oda.
Funny. Yeah.
I never noticed that before. Oh yeah, and then there's like Panda Man.
Oh yes.
Yeah, like there's just like a little drawing of like a panda guy with a panda head in like
Oh,
the
yeah.
background of like the
I was
rebel
like-
army, and then like in the like pages between chapters, like Oda just like draws attention to him.
Like, look at the panda guy. I was like, who
Yeah,
the
look at the
heck?
panda guy. He's like, what the heck? Who's
Uh,
that? He's not important at all.
He isn't important. He's just there.
He's just there. There's just a panda dude.
Hmm.
Very little details.
Realm, you don't have to like to discuss the Zoro fight. That it was more
Oh.
impactful.
Yeah, so wait, I have a photo referencing these guys, so I will
Oh.
tell you. So the main number one, he has a devil fruit where essentially his whole body turns into swords, or they can become swords. So like at the beginning, the initial slash that like Zoro, saved Nami from ended up being this giant claw scratch that like went through, all this steel and through a pillar, which was pretty cool. So Zoro has to figure out, like, he needs to be able to cut through steel in order to beat him. That's his realization. During the fight, they had a flashback to his wonderful sensei, who was just like, looked like, I don't know, a wet mop, but he had some wonderful tutelage that Zoro had to learn how to, sort of connect his soul to the soul of the blade, so that they're able to, distinguish what they want to protect and what they don't want to, or like what they want to cut and what they don't. So like, I thought it was pretty cool because he was learning mid-battle. Like, despite all the injuries, despite everything else, like, he's learning to really hone in on the true senses. I've also, very random side note, I've also, like, in my free time been playing Ghost of Tsushima. Like, the last week or so. So, the whole concept of, becoming one with the sword and stuff like that just fit right in when I read this. So, I really liked it. The conclusion, or at least what differed, obviously, was the fact that, like, you can show the whole breathing, the whole, connection to the world. Like, Zoro was about to get hit by, another myriad of boulders and stuff that number one cut, but he was able to see what path it would take, or rather, like, where it wouldn't be, through connecting with the power of the elements, or, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And he did this really cool swish movement at the same time. Like, it was like a one-on-one sword fight. At that point, he could only use one sword. That's all he had. But he did like a really cool flick against leaves. Didn't cut it. Kind of braced it, and then I did like a standoff, and he won. So he is officially able to cut through steel, but it showed, at least, because I know some aspects of like what Zoro can do later on in the show, or the manga itself. So I like how genuinely connected he could be when it comes to fights. I think all of his abilities went into the fights, which is why he always gets lost. So, like,
Yeah.
you had to like, you can't find your way. You found your way of the sword, but everywhere else, I don't know about that one.
While you were practicing any other life skill, I practiced the sword.
Yeah, totally.
Now, where is my
Yeah.
GPS?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Zoro would probably need a GPS to find his GPS.
Probably. Yeah, I'm
Yeah, but,
honestly. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I think you summed it up pretty well. I think honestly, my personal biggest takeaway is that Zoro is strong enough. I know I already mentioned, but I was like, "What the heck?" when it happened. I just was not expecting that. But it is a cool way to show how he understands how to do the fight, make the fight work out how he wants it to.
Yeah.
So.
And I think he said something like, he said something really badass at the beginning of the fight. He's like, Mr. One is like, you can't cut me, I am steel.
Yeah.
And Zoro's like, well, that's unfortunate. I can't cut through steel yet. But that's a good thing, because by the end of this battle, I will be able to cut through steel.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
He's so confident. So
And
confident.
like Zoro keeps pushing himself because he's like, man, if I was able to cut through steel, we wouldn't have been trapped in the cage back then in the first place. Like, if I only could just cut through steel.
Yeah, and later on at the end of the arc, he, as he always does, he's like training and stuff, and he's still thinking, I just learned how to do that. I had to learn how to continuously or like subconsciously enter that state without having to be in a life or death struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's like, I'm happy I had to do that because otherwise he wouldn't have progressed how he wanted to. Look at her, man. Look at her learn how to do things.
But speaking of shonen protagonist battle upgrades, Luffy does catch up and find like Vivi and King Cobra, like all like King Cobra is like basically like impaled to a wall, not impaled, but like kind of impaled.
He's
right?
like nailed to a wall.
Nailed to a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a crocodile is like taunting them, like this is stupid country. No one cares about this country. No one can hear your voice.
Mm-hmm.
And Luffy like flies in on Palin's like, I can hear your voice, and also I got this upgrade.
Yeah.
I am now water, Luffy. I got a big barrel of water. Because I know that's their weakness.
Yeah.
That part made me a little emotional when Luffy's like, I can hear your voice. And I was like, oh.
I know. I'm like,
just,
oh,
like,
Luffy.
Luffy's just like screaming over like the war going on. It's like, stop.
I know, it's so, oh my god, in the anime, that part is brutal too. It's like, the voice actress who plays Vivi is so good. Both dub and sub.
Mm-hmm. They also reveal Crocodile's to like what he really wants from Arabasta.
Oh yeah.
The secret ancient weapon of Pluton.
Yeah, what do you guys think of that reveal? Because that was like never mentioned before.
I don't know. So I guess my thought was, okay, so are these like is it atomic bomb like power? I don't know. And also I think it was like that the whole world was destroyed by it before, or like it was devastating on the world in the past.
Mm-hmm.
That made me think it was something like
Yeah.
But I expect to hopefully see more about it later, because it's not spoiler, it's not in Arabasta.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they said.
Well, they said they did not find it directly in Arabasta.
I mean, I can't spoil this for you because I don't know. I don't know where it is.
It might be there.
I don't know. It's not revealed.
Me and Toto kind of mentioned it last time, but we mentioned that this is kind of the arc where they start really like, it's like Oda finally was like, because remember we were talking about last time that some of the stuff in the earlier arcs was kind of like, felt like it was just being like come up with while it was happening, like he was just kind of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what works. I feel like stuff like this part, it's like, oh, they're establishing bigger things, huh? Like this is like, they're being very like foreshadowy and like vague, being like, oh, like all these like mysterious language that people can't read, and like, you know, some crazy weapon that is supposed to be here. It's like all these like concepts that are kind of being built that make the world bigger and more enriched.
Yeah, he's being a good dungeon master.
Yeah, he'd be a really good
That'd
be a really cool, actually that'd be a really freaking cool like homebrew session like thing. It's like a One Piece themed D&D.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure there's stuff out there for that.
Oh,
You could probably do a lot of like water rules.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll have to ask at some point if we had a devil fruit, what would it be?
I think I asked them. I asked Trips and Realm.
Did ask me. I don't know yet.
Yeah. I think they both said like something. I know Trips said something like, I want to see what kind of abilities are available.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I don't know yet. It's true. I didn't know what all the different kinds of devil fruits there were, and by that I mean the types. So now I have it better.
But I will say, like, a lot of people joke that like there's no way a series this long could like pay off stuff. But as a person who's like avidly reading it and avidly reading the chapters right now, like, holy shit, they're paying off things that they set up like way earlier. Like, holy crap, it actually pays off.
Paying off.
Oda didn't forget.
I know, it's like imagine that long running series you love, like Walking Dead or Game of Thrones, where the seasons just go on and it gets worse and worse until like it just kind of fades into obscurity.
Yeah.
One Piece is like that, except it doesn't fade, and it like there's things that happen that recontextualize things that happened before. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it's like the long game is like insane in One Piece. Like it's like been planned so heavily.
Yeah, I mean, there's still room for it to disappoint us at the very end, but I don't. Based on the track record so far, like they've been paying off a lot of stuff.
So it may not be a like Lunar says.
Yeah. So I still don't know where the hell Pluton is, but I'm sure
Wow.
it'll pay off because, because the track record is good.
Mm.
We just haven't seen any of this stuff pay off yet.
He tells Crocodile tells Miss All Sunday to go off with King Cobra to go. How do you say this word? Is it poneglyph?
Yeah,
Poneglyph?
Poneglyph.
Yeah,
Poneglyph.
actually, you got it
Okay.
completely right. Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I always pronounced it.
Poneglyph. That's so weird. Like I don't know. I actually just looked it up. They have like the Japanese name is in kanji, and it's like really fucked up kanji reading. Like, Oda, what were you doing to make that word work? But yeah, because the poneglyph is like the history of the city, the town, the kingdom.
And supposedly it says where Pluton is.
Yeah.
And then they find out Nico Robin can actually read the poneglyph. And
Yes,
then
she
Cobra's
can
like,
read it.
wait, what? I didn't think anyone here could read that. Oh no,
Also-
our country's secrets.
Did we already mention that it tells you her name? Like they revealed her name?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they say Nico Robin, but
Yeah,
that
her
doesn't
name.
really mean anything.
Yeah.
No, I don't know who that is yet.
Yeah.
I still don't know who she is yet.
She's hot though. She's pretty hot.
Yeah, she's pretty cool looking. She's pretty hot.
Absolutely.
Her power is. I forgot how much she uses her power in this part. Her power is so
Oh
cool.
yes, her power.
Oh yeah, she like fights
confuses me.
Pal, and then it's just like Pal, like even though he's like flying and everything, he like stands no chance against her because she can just sprout arms from anywhere.
Yeah.
Just break
Just, like,
everybody's
chokehold
necks.
people?
Yeah, like
Yeah, I didn't realize when she said what her power was, and I don't remember. She says at some point.
It's the
before
Hana
this.
Hana no Mi. It's the
Yeah.
flower fruit, but
Hana.
it doesn't make flowers. It makes her body flower up from places.
yeah. I think in
Yeah.
the dub for the anime they call it the bloom fruit. I
Mhm,
think.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That would make a
Yeah.
little more sense.
Either way, it doesn't make sense. Okay, it should be called the arm fruit, if anything, or the
Arm
clone
fruit.
fruit
Well,
or something.
she said she can do it with any limb though.
Yeah,
So I
she
guess it's like
you can do it with
the limb
any of her
fruit.
limbs.
Eggs.
the limb
There's-
fruit,
there's-
the limb sprouting
Limb
fruit.
fruit.
Yeah, there's like a little small detail I noticed that it's like when she has like Cobra, like
Mhm.
tied up, quote unquote, all she has is like her hand coming out of his back and holding his hands together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Like
cool.
imagine being like surprise chokeholded by like your like bully, except it comes out of nowhere. It comes out of your own body. Like
Fantastic.
God, that's terrifying.
It is scary. Yeah, I also like based on like the way the art had been drawn, like I didn't understand her power at first. I was like, where are these arms coming from? And then I finally realized that they can come from anywhere. It's spooky.
Yeah, Lunatic says it sounds kind of hot. Yeah, there's a lot of
Oh.
stuff on the internet.
Oh yeah.
You can just imagine what
Can't imagine.
you can't imagine what you would do with extra limbs.
I see. What do you think of it, Realm?
Don't look any of that stuff up, okay,
No.
Lunatic? Definitely don't look up that stuff.
Reverse psychology.
I'm so tempted. Being...
Don't stop it.
I love her powers. I really like her design too. But at this point in juncture of the whole story, I really just like the whole big battle scene. Just all of it conversing, and then they're constantly be like, it's imminent, it's happening, it's closing in, it's like, I don't know. That's how you can hook me into a story.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely has some of the cooler powers. Lunatic, stop it. Bed. Bonk, 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 bonk. I shouldn't have said anything. No, this is my fault. I'm sorry.
Wait, what did you say?
Karis,
In the chat. I'm not gonna say it.
Oh.
Oh, good. We have Bonk.
They're the chat we deserve, not need.
No, I'm not saying. I turned off those redeems. Yes. So back to the plot of the story.
Bruh.
Luffy, while Miss All Sunday takes King Cobra off to the Poneglyph, Luffy goes and fights Crocodile.
Yeah,
Water
speaking of crazy things to do with your body, Luffy drinks a ton of water and becomes a water balloon, basically.
Water
Yeah.
Luffy.
Water Luffy!
Water
What do you guys think of Water Luffy? I know Float in chat was like super hyped to get to Water Luffy.
I think the funniest thing about Water Luffy to me is that Crocodile does not address Luffy as Luffy. He addresses him as Water Luffy in the fight. I was like, he's still just Luffy though. I don't know.
Luffy like springs a leak from where he got impaled too. He just has like this huge bandage over his
it's
stomach.
true. It's like, oh god. Oh no.
Oh god, I sprung a leak.
Yeah. It's silly. When he got all big from drinking that water, I was like, that's how I feel. I drink a lot of water after I was out in the sun or something.
Yeah.
Literally drinks 2 bottles. All right, I'm gonna. The bathroom is preoccupied for like the next 4 hours. I have to go like every 10 minutes.
Like this isn't even the first time we've seen him like this. That one time on what was that island called? The Cactus Island.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got real big and he was like, I gotta go take a leak or like nature calls. He was also like this.
Oh yeah, it's like nature. There's another panel I
Whiskey
got.
Peak.
Yeah, Whiskey Peak.
Whiskey
That's
Peak. There's
that's
another panel I got a screenshot of like Chopper walking away saying "gotta pee."
Oh yeah.
It's so often.
Oh gosh. Yeah, and so they fight, I guess.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool fight. I do think it's really satisfying the first time he hits Crocodile. It's like,
with all the water.
it's like a full page of like him like getting punched in the face. It's like
yeah, like
feels cool.
Crocodile doesn't bother dodging because like this stupid idiot can't even hit me, and then he actually gets hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love
Definition
like,
of talk shit, get hit.
Yeah, like underestimating shonen protag. I love stuff like that. Like it's so cool.
Yeah. But then Crocodile does start taking him seriously, and it's just like, I'm just gonna suck up all the moisture from the area, and also I like, just because you can make my sand solid doesn't mean you can hit me.
Yeah.
I can still just like shift around and shapeshift and get out of here.
Yeah. I hit
So yeah.
I don't know. It's cool. I think like to finally see Crocodile take some hits is also satisfying because evil, and you want to see him get his face punched.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, we said the other fight was kind of like meh. What about this fight of Water Luffy versus Crocodile?
Water Luffy.
The redemption arc of Mr. Water Luffy was spectacular. I really liked it. It was funny, and he actually used his head. And I had a feeling he'd figure out something, but everything from the entrance to him fighting was just awesome. And they canonically kept the fact that Luffy got stabbed, and he's like, "Oh, I'm Water Luffy. Wait a minute, I'm springing a leak." No.
Yeah, not Lucy. Lucy shows up later.
No, I was reading.
Monkey D. Lucy shows up later.
Monkey D. Lucy. Monkey Dr. Toto Hex Lucy is a secret character, the secret villain of One Piece. No, I was reading a book today that had "I Love Lucy" as a reference. That's why I thought of that. But no, I liked it. Great entrance, good fight, more stakes, and then this is the part where they're really like crunching you for like the, for the whole climactic.
The time limit.
Yeah, the time limit of the arc. So I dig it.
It's pretty intense. I always like when they do these kind of things in anime and shows where I'm like, this is definitely taking me longer than 10 minutes to read. But sure,
yeah.
like...
Yeah, it's funny because we were talking about how fast things are, and things like really slow down to like anime seconds.
Yeah.
It's cool though, so like whatever. Luffy takes like a 2-minute nap. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, but Luffy does lose again. He actually does lose again.
Yeah, he does lose again.
And he wins, or
Crocodile.
he revives himself by like just very luckily squirting water like right over him to splash back down on him after he gets dehydrated.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
and then you know Robin starts reading the glyphs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
poneglyph.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And then-
Crocodile gets down there. Oh. While this is happening though, while Luffy is taking a nap, because he's like actually like exhausted, the rest of the crew all gather up and then they find out that Crocodile has planted a bomb somewhere in the square.
Yeah.
And it's gonna blow up everyone from both sides.
Yeah.
So they need to find it real quick and defuse it. They're all searching for it.
Like very quick, like not even a chat, but they'll find it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Be
they're
quick.
all trying to find it. It's great because Zoro doesn't even know where he's going. Like, should they really have let him go on his own?
Yeah, and then Zoro runs to the Marines. The Marines are like, "Stop! Don't go this way. Go that way, you
Yeah,
idiot!"
you're going the wrong way.
I really do like the part where they're fighting the Baroque works and Usopp uses Usopp noise. He just
Oh,
smashes
yeah.
the chopper.
The most powerful Usopp attack.
Yeah.
He's so stupid. He's so smart. He's got so many good ideas.
They're really funny ideas. In any case.
Creative as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think actually at that point, I guess maybe it's a little bit before that, I don't know. Because Miss All Sunday confronts, I guess Nico Robin confronts Tashigi, and she's like, "I'm gonna fight you," and then
Yeah.
beats Tashigi up.
Yeah, and all the Marines just like, "You and what army?" And then she just like,
Yeah, you and
it's
him.
it's so painful because in the anime there's like this back cracking sound when she does
Ooh.
it. It's like
Yeah.
crack, like a
Ugh.
knuckle cracking sound.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, I think it's implying that she like snaps all their necks. Like,
Yeah.
what is that?
That's scary. And she is later, and Tashigi is later informed that person, that Miss All Sunday, is Nico Robin and has a big bounty on her head for sinking warships as a child, right? I was like, whoa, she's
Yeah, she's
becoming
something
an
fun.
important character.
Yeah, when she was like 7.
Yeah, like, whoa, how'd you do that, girl? Give me your tragic backstory, but not yet.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Eventually.
It's
It's actually not too far away. It's like a couple arcs away.
Oh, really? At that point,
Yeah.
I guess at that point was the point where I started being interested in character, Nico Robin. Like, ooh, if she has a bounty, she must be.
She's cool.
Yeah.
Bounties equal cool.
Bounties equal cool. Yeah.
We love criminals.
I
Okay,
love
no, but
yeah.
I was interested from the moment I saw her because she was hot.
Yeah, yeah. Well, to me,
Interesting.
there were so many people showing up in Baroque works. It's like, well, who's important? I have no idea. So,
Yeah, that's true.
so I had
Yeah,
to wait.
especially with like the with if Vivi can be important, and who else? Like anybody could be important.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That sets up a lot of like expectations for like, oh, who else could be like actually secretly a princess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to wait because, I mean, I've had a lot of instances where I really like a character that never shows up again, so I don't know. Or isn't very important anyway.
Yeah, or
Oh,
they
wait.
get killed off.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
now the interest is...
Yeah.
So yeah, Luffy takes his nap and then shows up down there with Crocodile. Right? Does that happen next?
Mhm.
Yeah, and then Nico Robin is translating the poneglyph,
Mhm.
and she basically says like, "Oh, this is just nothing," but she like slowly translates it, and Crocodile gets angry and is like, "Where the hell's the part about Pluton? That's what we came here for." And she's like, "Oh, this is just the history of the country. This one doesn't say anything about Pluton." And Crocodile's like, "All right, time to kill you then."
Mhm.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
the other crew members find, like, it's cool because they've been zooming in on the clock tower this whole time because they're like, oh, there's only 10 minutes left. There's only 5 minutes left. The bomb is in the clock tower at the very tippy top.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, Vivi finally realizes where it's supposed to be, and tries to have them all gather. Which I don't know why the clock tower works. Like you can't just walk up it, or you can't go any way you want up it. When she does that in the end, they like launch her in the air. Have her go
Yeah,
directly through
and
it.
poor full body cast Usopp.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah.
Poor Usopp the whole time.
Usopp's such a champ.
He broke his other nose.
Not the other nose.
Oh.
Yeah, just to launch them in the air.
Yeah, they do like a whole like what's it, Saturn V like rocket launch.
Yeah.
Like all the parts like shoot up and up and up, all to get Vivi to get to the very top, and she finally hits someone with Peacock Slasher and stupid Mr. Seven.
Oh
Miss
yes.
Father's Day, who are like
Random,
just no
like,
name.
the last Baroque work members to show up. Like
They're like
these
nobody.
guys.
I think like Mr. like 12 or someone, like they just never show up.
Right.
Mr. 6, maybe it was 6.
Well, they explain. Well, I guess it's not really explained. They talk about Mr. 6 because he's like, oh, what if Mr. 7 is also Mr. 6, and he draws him as like Mr. 6 or something.
Oh
and,
yeah,
like,
yeah, Mr. 6 never shows up.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like Mr. 7 got like upgraded to 6, and then he just has 6s
Also-
for his eyebrows instead of 7s.
Yeah, during that kind of whole thing is like one of the rawest moments. I remember I was like popping off when I first watched this. Like when he hits Crocodile, I was like, how did you do that? And he has like the blood all over his hands, and I'm like, oh, it's so cool.
Oh, and that was so metal.
Oh, right, because if the
That was
scene
metal
changes,
AF.
like
Yes.
punches him in the, I guess the underground.
Yeah, in the crypt, in the
Crypt, yeah.
under, in the tomb.
The tomb. I cannot think of the word tomb.
And Crocodile has the poison.
He has got poison in his hook. He like unsheaths his hook, and it's got poison. It's a poison hook.
Yeah.
yeah. The punching with blood is really
Yeah.
negate his powers. Yeah.
So, Realm, what did you think of round 3?
Yeah.
Final
round 3 fight.
I just liked how Crocodile broke down. Like, seemingly, he's like, oh my god, all these plans. And one rubbery boy has kept ruining my plans again and again. And I liked how it all ended.
Yeah,
Kick butt.
it's thematic too. It's like the boxer who like doesn't stay down, who just bounces back up because he's rubber.
Mhm.
yeah. He just always bounced.
He gets so
Lucky.
poetic too. He's like, you just don't get it. You don't get it. This is what it means to be like, someone of true character.
Yeah, it's like Crocodile says something when he's about to kill Nico Robin. He's like, I never trusted anyone from the beginning,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And
Which
she's
is
like,
like-
me neither.
which is like, who hurt you, sir? When are we gonna get your tragic backstory?
yeah. Well, we'll never know. I mean.
There's a really good shot I love in this fight where Luffy's like about to like gum punch him,
Mhm.
and like Crocodile puts out his hand, so Luffy stops his hand with his foot,
Oh yeah.
and then like flips around him to kick him. And it's so cool.
Yeah, I liked that part too. It was neato.
Yeah, they have like at least like 10 pages during this fight of just like back and forth panels of them fighting. And it's like so cool. It's like, yes, you know why we're here.
It's true, and I do really like Luffy fighting because it's extremely dynamic. They're
Yes,
moving all
like-
over the place.
It's almost like too good of an idea for a power for manga. It's like, oh, like how do we make punches and like things look cooler?
Mhm.
Just make them stretch farther. Like,
Stretchy.
You guys
just like,
haven't even
it's-
seen anything yet.
I haven't seen my final form.
I mean,
He
I did
stretches
like,
around the world. No, I'm kidding.
whoa! That's the One Piece. It's Luffy hugging the whole world.
Yes, that's what
He
the
is
One
the
Piece
One
is. It's
Piece.
one big hug.
One big hug.
Everybody will be D Luffy.
Yeah.
So,
You're taking over the world, Toto.
I did like
but yeah,
that.
so I guess
Oh,
once
go
they
ahead.
get to the top, they realize that the cannon, there's like a plan B with the cannon, right?
Yeah, that it's set to go off anyway,
Yeah,
even if
the
it
bomb.
stopped. Oh gosh, yeah. Then Vivi's heartbroken.
Yes.
not so far. Tried so hard.
yeah.
But in the
that
end.
part is so. That's like So yeah, I guess that like with Pell, are you referring to like this next part?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is probably. Is that like the first like real character death?
At least not in a flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah.
No, because he didn't actually die.
He didn't die. Yeah.
But this part, when it happened, this is the part that kind of got me.
Yeah. He's like, oh,
Wanna talk about it?
I'm like the animal of the country, and I will protect you. And takes the and like lifts it in the sky. Oh gosh, I was like, oh
Which part got
no!
you, the realm? Which part got you?
This one.
This one, yeah.
Like what part in particular? Like the flashback or the?
Yeah, when he was lamenting about the flashback about him taking Vivi up in the sky when they shouldn't have, and like being another doting person in her life, but like sincerely cared, and then him saying like, you know, this was the highest honor I've had in my whole life, and then, you know, swooshed it up and it blew up. Like I think the cinematic part of it like got me a little bit. I didn't cry as much in this one as I like we mentioned before as like other arcs, but that part in particular got me. So I was very stoic.
Yeah.
One
other symbolic thing was Crocodile goes from underground and he's like punched upwards by like Luffy's attack, which is literally named Gomu Gomu no Storm.
Yeah.
Like the rainstorm that like Crocodile has been suppressing with his sandstorms.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And also like his whole underground operations are finally like brought out from underground into the light.
Yeah, it was just really cool.
Yeah.
Except like before, like he does that like what is his name?
Koza, the leader of the rebel army.
No, not Koza. I guess just Hawkeye, because he blows up the bomb. Pell, yeah. And like they don't stop fighting at all. They just keep going. And then Vivi's just yelling "stop," and it's so sad.
Yeah, she's just like up on the clock tower screaming, and no one's even looking at her.
Yeah, she just can't hear anyone.
Can't hear her. Yeah, because of the sandstorm, right?
And then it's so beautiful because then after Crocodile's defeated, as soon as he's defeated, it starts to rain. And then when the people fighting feel the rain on their bodies, everything goes quiet. And then they can hear Vivi's voice. Oh, it's so good. Such a good moment. I will say, this arc has a lot of better set pieces than the previous arcs. There's quite a few like really good set pieces. Whereas like Dome Island really had like one, which is like the top of the castle.
Right. That's true. Yeah, I do like that Crocodile's defeat brought rain like immediately, because it, I don't know, to me it was like, oh, he really was preventing it. He was using his power at least a little bit to do it. All the cloud drugs.
Yeah, don't they?
The dance powder.
Dance powder, yeah.
Don't they have an explanation that's just like coincidence though, or am I like crazy?
I think it is. But
I thought there was a line that was like, yeah, it just so happened to rain, right? Is that happened?
No, I think the people thought it just so happened to rain because they didn't know Crocodile was causing it. But I think it is Crocodile who is like suppressing the rain, because if it rained in the country, then his powers would be useless, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
True, yeah.
He was afraid of it.
Yeah.
So he was like drawing up the atmosphere so it wouldn't rain.
It was very satisfying to see it finally rained, because they've been talking about it for like 60 chapters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just good.
And then old man Toto is like there with the like rain filling up the hole he dug, and he's like, see, it just took too long.
It's okay. Oh yeah, and I don't remember, he shows up earlier than this, right? But that Igaram guy wasn't dead.
Yeah, he didn't die.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, hi.
Yeah, we didn't talk about these guys, but these guys definitely did die. The guys who were like the guard, I don't even remember their names.
Oh,
the guards on the top of the palace who like took this drug to make them stronger, but they all died.
Yeah, they were poisoned
in like an hour.
They all died. Yeah.
And then they all died because like Crocodile's was like, if you're just gonna die, then why should I fight you?
Yeah.
Just gonna leave?
Yeah, he just jumps up. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I didn't even remember that part. Even like after rereading this multiple.
But yeah, then I
Yeah.
guess the country then everyone gets along. Happy end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the king comes out too, and then he's carrying both Robin and Luffy.
Hmm.
Yes, yeah.
Or no, he's carrying Luffy.
He's just carrying Luffy.
But Luffy also saved,
Yeah, he did save her though.
as we find out later.
Yeah, I think I could be wrong, but I think Cobra's like, oh, he brought everyone up and then he just passed out.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah, they have
very
like one
Luffy.
line I think about like saving the other girl or something.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
saved
and
her
then like
too.
Robin, I think, I don't know if it's mentioned now or later, but gave the antidote for the poison.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah,
actually
she
know.
did.
That makes sense.
So then we
Convenient,
get to
but good.
the denouement, the falling action here of the story.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow. Luffy sleeps for 3 days and everyone is like recovering.
Mhm.
I really like the little scene of Chopper making medicine. Him telling the
Aw.
guy to fuck off and don't watch him do it,
Oh,
but
yeah.
also here's a cup of tea. And
Get a cup of tea, sit down, stay a while. No,
Oh yeah, Luffy wakes up, he's like, I missed 15 meals?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
you were gonna
It's
eat
like
5 meals
5
a
a day.
day. Oh.
Yeah, and then like they start eating a huge feast, and Luffy's like stealing food from other people's plates.
Mhm.
And then the
camel's
guards
there
are like,
for some
ugh.
reason.
What's up?
The camel is there for some.
Yeah, Stable's there too, and he gets to join the Supersonic
He
Duck
just won't-
Squad.
He just
Yeah.
won't fucking leave.
Just won't
It's
leave.
literally like that credit sequence of like what happened to the characters after.
Yeah.
Because like Crocodile gets arrested by Smoker,
Oh yeah.
and he's
They
like
arrest him.
handcuffed. Yeah, and he's like, you're stripped of your title and everything.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like Luffy's stealing stuff from other people's plates, and then like Usopp puts like hot sauce on one of them before Luffy can steal it. To, like Franco.
Mm-hmm.
And like the guards are all like, oh, such heathens, such barbarians. The royal banquet hall is supposed to be for regal affairs. And then they all start laughing along and partying too.
I got Ingram's wife. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh
Who
yeah.
gets to think of Igaru's wife?
I was like, oh dear, who is that? I hope that it's not Igaram. I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad
Yeah,
it
because
wasn't
Igaram
Spike.
like did cross dress before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
Cute
I guess
idea.
like I don't know, like it wasn't foreshadowing.
No,
His
no,
wife
it
was
just was
like
a weird joke. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I just thought it was just a funny little bit there.
I think Igaram has probably awakened something in himself because that wasn't the last time he cross dressed as VP.
It's true. It's not. He does it later on. I mean, whatever you want.
They have a classic bathhouse scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
do you
yeah.
think of the bathhouse scene?
So my main takeaway from the bathhouse scene, and I checked, was one, I really like Zoro taking time to help Chopper clean because it was cute, and then also Zoro didn't look at Nami. He wasn't peeking over. He was the only one.
Zoro is
Was it?
sword sexual, okay?
Yeah, he's sword sexual.
yeah.
I do like how Luffy's peeking over, but he doesn't even understand what he's like. He's just kind of like looking, like, huh?
He's just looking
I'm just curious.
curious. Yeah.
Also-
And King goes, thank you.
What the fuck is the king doing? His daughter's in the bath.
Yeah, I was
the
like, what are you doing?
Yeah, weirdo.
Sir.
I don't know how to feel about that scene.
Yeah.
But I'm glad Nami got the.
Also, Nami would totally be the type to open an OnlyFans.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
right,
definitely.
yeah.
If it can make her money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's like, that'll be 100,000 berries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you put your clothes on. Jesus Christ.
She's in the bath. It was.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just very anime. Very manga moment. It was weird,
yeah.
well.
But I think it did like help, like I guess, like break the tension a little bit.
That's true.
Yeah,
And-
it wasn't super bad. It could be much worse. I
It could have
think.
been a lot worse. Yeah, especially because
yeah, at least they didn't get any like physical in.
Yeah, it
Like, 'cause
wasn't like
in any
stupid,
other
like-
anime, it's like, oops, I fell into the girls' bathhouse.
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't see because there's hot soap in my eyes. Oh, what is this soft thing I'm touching?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, Nami being like, I want to say it was like a big sister moment because she's like, don't worry, I'll get rid of them for you.
Yeah.
But what she does is like, oh, okay. I mean, whatever. If she's confident enough, you might as well.
Yeah.
Hmm?
But then the king does bow to Luffy
Yes.
and like thanks him for all the hard work they've done.
Yeah.
And then the ending.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's explain the ending.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay, so they get a call on Mushi sighting. For them. And I just like the phones. And it's from Bon Clay saying that he has the what did he say?
He has their ship.
He has the ship, right? Yeah, okay, that's what I was gonna say. He
You
has
have to
the
go
ship.
get it.
You have to come get it. And so the Straw Hats all decide to leave immediately. Go get the ship.
Yeah.
It's in the river, I think.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, before that, they did get like supplies and stuff,
They have
and
some-
the Marines are looking for them because they're like,
Oh right.
"We hear you're harboring pirates here in the palace," and Chaka's just standing at guard and is like, "There are no pirates here." And like Usopp and Nami just
Oh
walk
yeah, they just
past
like walk
with
by. It's
the
like, hey, what's
supply.
up? What's up,
Like, hey,
pirates?
Chaka.
Guys.
Like, hey, what's
Yeah.
up? Anyway, like I was saying, there's no pirates here.
It's cute. And I don't know if it'll affect anything later, but like that this kingdom like has respect for these pirates in particular won't mean anything.
Mhm. Yeah.
But it's nice.
But then they say they have to go get the ship from the river,
Mhm.
and they say to Vivi like, "Okay, we know we saved your kingdom, but if you want to like join us for the rest of this journey, like this is your chance
Mm-hmm.
to come with us and come with us for the rest of the way, because you're a crewmate."
He has till like noon the next day to
Mm-hmm. Because they gotta leave before the Marines get them.
yeah. Yeah, and I thought her contemplating her decision in bed with Karoo.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Don't forget
curious
sad.
on like the people who don't know what was happening. What did you think she was gonna join?
No, I didn't think. Because I thought like she's literally fought for her entire land. I think she's gonna want to stay in her land that's just recently.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't want to know it. I don't want to see them say goodbye.
Yeah.
What did you think, Ron?
I know
Yeah,
you-
I did. I did not think they were gonna. I think she'll come back in some way, but I don't think they will. I didn't think she would become part of the crew.
At least not right
It's
now.
just like they fought for so much, for her just to be like, oh, I'm out of here.
When I watched this, I had some like copium. Like I knew like I'd seen like clips and stuff from later episodes, so I knew she wasn't there. But I was like, maybe I just was seeing the wrong clips. Like maybe like.
Yeah, if you love her so much, you'd want her to join.
Yeah, I was like, oh, she'd be
I do
such
like
a.
her.
She's great,
Mhm.
but yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense.
She is
It does
pretty bad
make
at fighting. She's only
she's not
she had
really
like a
good.
1 in 6, 1 in 5% win rate with her peacock slasher.
Listen,
not very
listen. She's like a strategist or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
She would be a diplomat, right? She's like the one who actually like doesn't go in guns blazing and actually talks
I was
things
gonna
through.
say, it's funny how like with her part of the crew, Nami doesn't even seem like the reasonable one. Like it's like, oh, she's like just as crazy. It's like funny how Nami is like the straight man in their group,
Yeah.
but Vivi is literally like shows how crazy Nami can be.
Yeah. No, because like as they're leaving too, Nami's like, And they're like, what's wrong? I guess I'll just give up on the like 1 million berries that they were promising me.
Yeah, they're like, oh, no, you're not getting that.
Everyone's like, you better. Like, what the fuck? You were still thinking about that?
Yeah, it is Nami.
Like, that was 3 arcs ago. What are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, and that there is like a bit with Smoker talking to Green Captain, right? Hina.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But she already kind of bothers me because she speaks in third person. I'm like, stop it.
Yeah.
You weirdo.
Yeah. And she also has a devil fruit called like the cage fruit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get introduced to Hina, who's like on the same. They're okay. To clear things up, they are on the same level here. They're in the same rank.
Yeah.
Smoker and Hina.
Yeah.
The names. But yeah, basically the rest of the government though wants to cover up that pirates took down.
Yeah.
Crocodile. They want to say the Marines did it.
Of course.
They want a whole cover up. Otherwise, it would make them look weak.
Uh-huh.
But Mr. 2 shows up with their ship and actually gives it to them. What do you guys think of this? Mr. 2, after being an enemy for so long, actually being friendly with them.
Nice. He's cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, maybe he wasn't necessarily all that evil in the first place. Or he's had a turn of heart. And I think what sealed the deal for me thinking, oh, he has had a turn of heart was when they're traveling down, like in Bankré is following them in their down the river, and then the Straw Hats want to go a certain way to see if Vivi will join them, and he's like, you can't go that way, you're gonna get hit by the Marines. But Luffy's like, no, we gotta meet our friend, and Monclay's like, a friend? I don't know. Then I was like, okay, I guess he gets it. Yeah.
But he does go and get like face Hina for them.
Yeah, he goes and faces.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they
like,
get a
maybe
chance
he
to
is a
go
good guy.
try and get Vivi.
Yeah.
And then Vivi does show up. She gives a speech, but it turns out that it's actually Igaram, the like minister up there cross-dressing as Vivi once again, giving the speech up there. People are like booing and throwing tomatoes while like over the Denenmushi, she's actually like giving her speech from far away. And then she tells the Straw Hats that she can't join them. But she says like, I just love my country too much. I love my people. But the Marines are watching now. So she can't say that. She's like asked, can we still be friends? But they can't answer. Because if they did, then the Marines would see that like, oh no, this country is like friends with pirates. So they
did the coolest thing ever.
did the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
as they sail away. And like there's tears in like Vivi's eyes when they don't answer. They all like take off their armbands and show the X's.
Yeah.
And they're all crying as they like sail away.
Me
the
too.
Baxter with
I
the
was
X's.
like,
So iconic.
Yeah,
This is the moment that like sealed the deal for me with One Piece. Like definitely, like, I was like,
nice.
"Oh, this is the best thing I've ever read."
It's like such a genius move. Like it was planned from the beginning to like trick Mr. 2 or like to be like a backup against Mr. 2, but it was a double bluff. Now it's like a triple bluff because it's also a sign that they're always going to be friends. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like this is like we were complaining that it felt like Oda was coming up with stuff, but this feels so well thought out. Like every element of this arc feels so well thought out. Even like in like the first, even like all these things when they first put the X on, it like they have a shot of like Vivi looking at it and like smiling, like, you know, kind of being like, yeah, like this is cool, this is like a sign of our friendship, like, and it's like they like he definitely knew that was how he wanted to end it, like.
And you can tell Oda was learning because like if you look back at Whiskey Peak, like those like cactuses with the gravestones on it was a cool idea, but nothing ever came out of that.
Yeah.
But on Drum Island, like the island, like the mountains were shaped like little like plateaus, and then it became a big sakura tree. Like that was like a genius move
Mhm.
that apparently he did on accident, but he's clearly learning to like set things up now.
What did you think about that saying bye to Vivi?
I thought it was very nicely done. It did not invoke hard emotions, but I thought it was very well done.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I thought I wasn't gonna cry, and then I was like, "Oh, Vivi, no!" And I teared up a bit. Yeah, I
Say
think
goodbye to the crew member.
it was a really good emotional. And she's the Den
Yeah.
uh,
But then they
but
did get a
then-
new crew member, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, all of a
'Cause after
sudden.
they sail away from the Marines, after all is said and done, out from the shadows of the ship of the hull, pops out Nico Robin, Miss All Sunday, wearing Nami's clothes.
Yeah.
Well, they're the same body type, so it makes sense.
Yeah,
True.
yeah, true. Hourglass shape.
Yeah. Yeah, women's clothes must be cheap in Oda's world. They all like this.
Did you see like that one post on Twitter that was like
Yes.
3 genders of One Piece? Like
Yeah.
ripped ass, like rectangular male, hourglass sexy female,
Yeah.
and like some sort of oval gremlin creature.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like Scrimbo, Blimbo.
Yes.
True.
Yeah. And Robin's just like, I want to join. And they're like, what? So is that I stopped at the chapter before this, but is this when you guys stopped?
Yeah, I guess that's the official end of it. That's why I read up to it.
Okay. I think I might have read a little further. I got to the part right after that, and we can probably read that off stream.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
got to the end of the chapter where they're talking about we should go in a drastically different direction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I read a chapter.
Okay.
I read
that's
to the
okay,
chapter
that's
before the manga volume I had ended like with the VV goodbye.
okay.
So I was like, oh, this must be when the arc ends. So,
That's fair
but
enough.
I did just like quickly skim through the chapter with Robin. It's like I can't remember this part.
Yeah.
Okay, I can read a couple of chapters like off stream then.
Mhm.